I called and they got my bill lowered to just $3,500.
I owed $87,000 in taxes, and it was scary. I got the amount I owed down to just $3,500. I saved $83,500.
If you owe money to the IRS, don't wait another day. Call 800-761-2855 right now before the IRS enforces liens, levies, and other aggressive measures. The call and consult are absolutely free. Call now. Call 800-761-2855. 800-761-2855. 800-761-2855.
Psst, hey, Mark, remember, getting help from Progressive is so easy. You can use the mobile app, chat with us online, or call us.
And you pick now to tell me.
I couldn't miss Little Grace's ballet recital. Oh, thanks for inviting me, by the way.
Did I?
Because you know I'm always here for you.
Yeah. I can use the mobile app if I need help. Sorry, you're in my wife's seat, though.
Oh, yeah, I gotta go anyway. Tell Grace she nailed her chassé.
Get the help you need from Progressive with our mobile app, online chat, or over the phone. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers.
Have you ever cut your own hair? Do you do your own car repairs? Would you ever consider performing surgery on yourself? Of course not. So why would you manage your own money? True, you don't have to pay yourself a fee, but do you have the skills and experience to effectively grow your money consistently and safely in up and down markets?
Hi, I'm Mo Ansari, host of Market Wrap and president of Compact Asset Management. Over the years, I've seen a lot of do-it-yourself mishaps. You work so hard for the money, perhaps it's time to let someone else work hard to help you keep that money. At Compact Asset Management, we focus on growing your money safely and consistently. Call me at 1-800-388-9700 and make an appointment for a free portfolio review. Together, we can help you reach your financial goals. Call 1-800-388-9700. That's 1-800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor, funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix
at 99.3 FM. And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Tuesday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line already, saying very strange things. We're broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale, and a historian is right on cue to tell us that, historically speaking, the FDA approved the pill on this day back in 1960. And the birth control pill. Here's what I think. I think they got to figure out one for us men to take. You know what I'm saying? We should be taking something, and we can't just leave it to them, especially when we're going to then try to tell them what they're supposed to do with their bodies. So I think we should take some of that responsibility on ourselves, you know, to not have unwanted children, you know. And there's been many a man who has been fooled into popping babies into girls, and you're like, oh, I just wish there had been something I could do. Well, why haven't we figured that out yet? You know, so yes, the pill, it did help ladies in handling their business, but I think we should probably bear some responsibility for that too.
Handling their business.
I don't want to get too deep into lady stuff. I don't know why everybody expects that I need to be deep into lady stuff. Because like the other day I tweeted this. I really didn't know this. I happened to be just sitting there and there's laundry happening. And then I looked over, there was a folded bra. I had no idea that women folded bras.
Huh.
I thought they hung them on hangers or hooks or something.
Yeah,
I hang my shirts on a hanger. So I figured shoulder, hanger. You know what I'm saying? Or just a hook. Boop, just take one loop like that. I had no idea that they were neatly folded into like one single cup. I had no idea.
Apparently that's a thing.
And my wife says, well, you know, you also sometimes if it's fancy stuff, that does go on the hanger. So, I don't know these things. I'm 52 years old. Everybody's like,
Yeah.
how do you not know this? I don't get involved in the lady stuff. Why should I have to? I'm not trying not to. There's no reason. There's no reason. There's many women things that are perplexing and strange and foreign.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with it staying that way. Why do I have to know?
You don't have to.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like a new discovery every time you learn something new.
Donnie says, today we learned that Jeffrey has never done a load of laundry in his life. That is not true. I've offered. I always try to, like, here, let me just do my stuff that I put in as a dirty thing. And then, that way I don't get in trouble for ruining somebody else's stuff. So there's more than a few times I go down there and just wash the stuff I throw into my side, in my closet. So, but I just haven't spent a lot of time with the ladies' delicates because I don't want to ruin their stuff.
Can't say that, and I've been around 10 years longer than you, and so I can't say that I've spent a lot of time with ladies' delicates either. The unmentionables.
So it's not a bad thing. It's not like I wouldn't help if I were called upon to do so. Certainly, I would help. There, but I'll be honest, I have no idea what to do with this one. It's like, what do you do with these little G-string things, these little thong things? How do you fold them? You just throw them in a pile, right? I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
Do they hook? I wondered if they took those thongs, those little teeny underwears, which, by the way, why are you even bothering at that point? Do you feel like if you forget, you know what I'm saying? It's just string. You're putting strings on, do you notice if it's not there? Because do you know what I'm saying? There's not much there. So you're like, well, I got to fold it here in this way and then this way. It's just,
you make a little triangle out of it.
I guess. I don't know. And again, none of my damn business. I'm sure there are things about us that perplexes many a woman. Most of it is imagined by them because we are not that deep. We are not that complicated.
Okay.
I was just saying, what's complicated about us?
What about those quarter sleeve shirts we wear?
What are you talking about? What's a quarter sleeve shirt?
It's quarter sleeve shirts. It's not all the way long sleevers. It's just, when you play a lot of ball, sometimes you just wear the quarter sleeves.
Well, women have those too. Those aren't hard to fold. Thump, 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 thump. There you go.
Well, that's true.
And there's nothing mysterious about a quarter sleeve shirt. There's nothing mysterious about our t-shirts or our shirts or our shorts or our underwear.
We're pretty straightforward.
It's all pretty straightforward.
Unless you run up on, maybe a jock strap or something.
Well, they're like the big dopey brother of the thong. So it just doesn't even phase them.
I guess
they'll take
you're
the
right.
straps, shove them into the jock part, fold that over and say, boom, there you go.
Huh.
I honestly would never even fold my socks. They always put them together. They twist them together. I just throw them all in there, all laying there, because then you just grab two and you go. Why do I have to?
And do you have the same? Do you have the same type of socks for everything? You have like like your basic just white, socks.
I don't have any white socks. I wear black socks.
So you just
gray.
have all black socks.
Yes.
Huh.
Yeah.
So you could throw them in a pile. Literally throw them in a pile. It doesn't matter. They're all the same type and everything.
But she insists on pairing them up together.
Well, I mean,
which I'm not going to argue with, but it's not necessary. Women and men do things differently, but I'm not going to tell her how to handle her business.
Well, maybe that's the way she learned.
Yeah, that's fine.
See, it's like me when I take my socks off.
Yeah,
I was my mother groomed me into I take both socks and I roll them together in a ball and throw them in the dirty clothes, and you never lose socks.
Really? See, I always make sure they're out straight so they wash nicely. If they're rolled up in a ball, they don't wash.
Oh no! You see, then what happens is you just undo them there in the washer, and then when they come out, they go in the dryer, and then you.
I feel like that's making work for somebody else.
I don't know. I just don't lose socks. Yeah. That's the only thing.
I don't lose socks. I don't lose socks.
How do you know they're black? Maybe you do and you don't realize.
I would notice if there was
maybe you're down a couple of socks, but you don't know because they're always, thrown in a pile.
I feel like I have enough socks. I've not wanted for socks. So anyways, Bruno Baller says, now when you fold your socks, do you just fold them at the top or roll them into a full ball? Well, she just does it like right at the top so they're connected. That's all. Lost Toby says, clearly you're never helping with laundry at your domicile. No, I help. In fact, I'll help this weekend. My wife will attest to that. Mr. Wilbur says, or you can take those women's undergarments there. Yeah. Computers.
The circle of death.
Yeah. And fold them up like we used to fold up those paper triangle footballs. We were in elementary school and kick them across the room
here,
there.
This side. This goes in here in the fold like that. There you go.
Big George says, Jeffrey, you can prevent yourself from getting females pregnant. It's called a vasectomy. Well, that's a permanent way. And women have permanent ways of depregnifying themselves too. But we don't need permanent ways. There should have been a pill for men so a man could decide that he wasn't going to do that, and a pill for women so they could control their side.
What about the condom?
No, man. Yeah, that's just to make sure you don't get the nasties.
Well, that too, but that's also a form of not impregnating the female.
Everybody hates that. Berg says socks get lost, especially when kids wear mismatched socks. Yeah, kids love mismatched socks.
I had 6 kids. They I don't think any one of them wore the same size and or a type of sock ever until they moved out on their own.
Donnie says, thank you for letting us all know what type of underwear Mrs. O'Brien wears. She wears all kinds because she can. Not all your women can wear any kind of underwear they want, if you know what I mean. So I don't think she's going to be mad about me cluing you in that she's still smoking hot. 888-368-1580. So, Randy, we have things to be happy about.
Yes.
Dodgers lost a game.
Yeah, they did.
Diamondbacks won a game.
Yeah, they did.
You're now just half a game back where we should be like half a mile back.
Well, when you're thinking about going into the season, nobody expected the Diamondbacks. Surely I did not expect the Diamondbacks to be this far into the season. We're heading into the second week of May, and the Diamondbacks are just a half game out of first place in the NL West, and the Padres are 2 games behind us.
I know. So, excuse me. We got the Marlins again.
Yeah.
And do the Dodgers have the Brewers again?
Yeah, I believe they do.
Well, I don't know what's going to happen there, but if we win one and Dodgers lose one,
then we go up a half game.
That's right. So we'll hang in there as long as we can, but it gives you something to be happy about, right?
How about Zach Gallen, though? Last year, he was wonderful for the Diamondbacks, one of the bright spots. Went out again last night and was dealing, dealing.
Yeah, he's been doing all right.
They're calling him the milkman, which I think is stupid. I don't know who started that.
Why are they calling him the milkman?
Gallen.
Oh, brother. Oh. Why don't they call him the gas man?
See, why didn't he call him that?
Yeah.
See?
Gas man sounds better than milkman.
Milkman. Give me a break.
What else do you need a gallon of?
Well, he is
called the mayo man at Costco.
He doesn't look like a mean, overbearing kind of guy like Randy Johnson, the big unit. All right, he was a mean-looking guy. I mean, he brought that glove up and he gave you that scowl, and he was always in a bad attitude. And he was throwing the ball at 100 miles an hour. See, Zach Gallen looks like maybe a school kid. He wears glasses. He's just got this kind of a non-scary air about him. He just does his work. He doesn't go out there pumping his fist and yelling to the heavens and staring down batters. He doesn't do that. Maybe because he's got the schoolboy look. Yes.
I'm just getting word that Christian Walker's home run finally landed.
Oh,
it has finally. Yes, the 459-foot home run has finally hit ground.
They finally NORAD finally tracked that all the way down. Did they?
Didn't think that was going to happen anytime soon. Sorry, go ahead. You were saying.
I was just saying he doesn't look. He doesn't look menacing. So maybe they call him the milkman because he looks like he would drink milk and his last name is Gallen.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we could do better. I feel like we could do better. Big George says, is Keon on the show today? He's awfully quiet. Keon ain't feeling great. Keon? Sure, alien name.
Sure.
Keon, can I even admit, it's all right for me to say, right?
Yeah.
He
already said it.
He says, I'm sick of this show. I feel like I could puke at any moment. That's what he said in my office. And I said, get out of my office. And that could have gone like that, I think.
If that's what happened. But no, I just got some stomach stuff going on.
But I think it was the funniest part is he tells me that he made himself a burrito bowl and he thinks he made that him sick. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I walk in the studio, I look over and he's in the control room. You know what he's eating? A burrito bowl.
But not one that I made.
It's a very guy thing. I can't even, he's like, I thought you were nauseous. He's like, I am, but I'm hungry. No, that checks out.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
I took 3 bites and I was done, but
Oh, no. Oh. Well,
I was just full after that. I really thought I had more room than that, but no.
Wow.
I was very wrong.
By the way, I don't wear black socks with shorts. You know what I'm saying? I don't wear like the old guy wears the black socks up to their kneecap with short. I just want you guys to know that because there's more. There's socks text coming in right now. I want to make sure that is known. But yeah, well, so if Keon is a little quiet today, that is probably why.
A little nauseous.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a nervous stomach because Suns played tonight and the Lakers won last night? Is that what it is, Keon?
I mean, that's not helping, but
you know what?
I feel pretty good about the Suns, actually.
I like the idea if the Lakers win and are waiting there if the Suns get past the Denver Nuggets. I like that. I want that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that would be just so good. If the Clippers were hard, you know, I mean, we got them pretty quick, but that felt like a hard series, didn't it? Even the games you won still felt hard. This is clearly a hard series, all tied up 2-2. Fine. But now we got to win one in Denver at some point, and we got to come back and get it done here.
Why don't we do it tonight? Why don't we just go ahead and take care of that tonight?
Well, that'd be great. I agree. But it's a hard series, a hard fought series. And then we get to the Lakers. That would just be beautiful. Now, the Lakers are good. They actually are good. I'm shocked, surprised, dismayed, but they're good.
Okay, they're okay. They are improved.
Better than we thought.
They are improved from the trade that they made from the trade deadline. They did get better.
Pelinka saved his job yet again.
Are they championship contenders?
I don't even care about that. Are they Western Conference contenders?
I don't know.
Keon, what do you say? Suns versus Lakers. Your first reaction. Don't worry about whether or not we're going to be mad at you if you say the Suns can't win.
But I think the Suns would win. I just think that right now the answers for Devin Booker and Kevin Durant, there don't appear to be any. And it depends a lot really on the Suns.
They have better supporting players.
Yeah, the role players in the bench, and that's what the Lakers have going for them. But I've seen in the last
the Lakers do?
Yeah. Yeah, the Lakers got like Lonnie Walker.
Even after last game for the Suns?
I mean, yeah. I mean, Lonnie Walker.
Still, yeah.
I mean, the Lakers specifically knew that was a weakness that they had, that they didn't have very good role players, didn't have a particularly good bench, and they had to get rid of some guys that didn't fit with the team. They got rid of those guys. They got the role players. And so, yeah, I think the supporting cast for the Lakers is very, very good. But I'm seeing from the Suns that they have a supporting cast that I think is good enough as well. And then if you have Durant and Booker playing like that, it's hard for me to imagine the Suns losing.
I think it'll be tough to get past the Lakers because of our bench issues. Durant and Booker, amazing. LeBron James and Anthony Davis, sometimes amazing. Anthony Davis is hit and miss, but they have a deep enough bench to keep that thing going. Scrotum, whatever is it? Scrotum. He's Schroeder. Yeah, whatever. He's pesky. That little guy right there. That guy is pesky.
Pesky.
Yeah. I just feel like, and then I don't know if Chris Paul helps that situation if we get there. I think maybe we're putting the cart before the horse and everything. Let's just get past the Nuggets first. But I actually, I kind of like the idea. Suns versus Lakers. How much fun would that be?
Well, my 2 cents is this. That series is not over. The Lakers, Warriors, not over yet.
Oh yeah, the Warriors can still come back. They've done it before.
And this was not a dominating win by the Lakers last night. If it hadn't have been for that, what's his name off the bench, the Dubs, they tied this series up. But alas, it didn't happen. They're 3-1 now, and they're going for the jugular here in the final game. I've heard some rumors, nothing substantiated, that maybe the Lakers will rest AD and Bron James in Game 5.
I mean, rest him. Not play him at all.
Exactly.
0% chance.
I don't believe that's going to happen.
I said they're not substantiated. I said I've been hearing, here and there, a little on social media, which you can always believe everything on social media.
Of course. No, Randy, I told you can't believe everything on social media.
What's that? You cannot.
I said don't believe everything on social media.
Oh,
don't.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood. I'll just go back in the corner over here.
Randy, you got to get that straight one of these days.
My hearing. It's going bad.
What? Huh?
Hmm.
What were we talking about?
Hello?
Greer Bob's on the text line says you can always go the snip route, not to have kids, but that's a permanent thing. I'm sure we're talking about,
Is it though? Isn't there a way to reverse it?
You
I
can
don't want him-
reverse it, but
I
then
don't want him digging around in my nutsack doing that twice. Do you? Once it sounds horrible. Twice sounds like
They
just
tie a pretty
masochistic.
little knot. They don't snip it. They tie a pretty little knot.
Mm-mm.
And that
No.
Matt Vesturgeon there, they tie a
What?
pretty little knot there.
We men should have a pill. That's all I'm saying. Bruno Baller says paint also comes in a gallon, so they couldn't call him the painter. Well, they have to call him the paint can. And then that makes even less
Yeah.
sense.
Mm.
Heavy Metal Maniac says, you're right, Jeffrey. I only wear black socks as well. Easy to keep them clean. That way, and then I roll them up with a small ball. I toss them in the drawer till I need them. Go the Diamondbacks, go Phoenix Suns. Big George says, sorry, hear you're sick, Keon. Yeah, I had some diarrhea myself after George, we don't need to know
TMI.
this.
TMI. But
He went right out there with the D word, didn't he? Wow.
Lost Toby says the Lakers also have refs going in their favor.
Well,
that does happen. That does happen. But so do the Suns sometimes. Berg says, go Suns. You're correct, sir. Heavy Metal Maniac says the Lakers got lucky. Golden State sucks on the road, which is the whole problem. How did Steph Curry let that ball go? I just don't think they're going to win that series. Anyway, the Golden State Warriors, just because, have been playing bad on the road. Oh, well, go Phoenix Suns.
last two games for the Warriors have been just miserable.
I don't know
Miserable.
about that. I mean, look
Been
at
a couple of-
Steph had a record game, man. He had a hell of a game.
the thing is, though, it just feels like just Steph. We're getting the worst version of Jordan Poole, who they paid a lot of money because it looked like, okay, this guy's going
Right.
to be someone who can help us in the future.
Nope.
And he's absolutely regressed from last season.
Well, Draymond Green punched the potential out of him.
That didn't help, I'm sure. You call Klay Thompson the brick-o-matic. That's what we've seen the last couple of games. He hasn't looked good. He hasn't shot the basketball particularly well. And then nobody else is stepping up. Like a lot of these nights where LeBron and AD get to go out and they get support from their supporting cast, it just feels like Steph.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I've been telling people for years about Klay Thompson. When you need him most, stats be damned, he's going to disappoint you. And he went full on brick-o-matic, and that is his thing. His stats. Oh my God. Oh, Carson Palmer. Oh, his stats. Oh my God. Oh, DeAndre Ayton. Oh, his stats. Oh my God. Oh. But then when it matters the most, where are these guys? And that's what you got with Klay Thompson. I would never trust him.
But
they Gould him. They Gould him. They
Gould
Gould
him.
their own team.
Klay didn't used to be that way. Like Klay prior
He's
to
been that way for as long as I can remember.
Klay used to be a much more consistent shooter, but then after that injury with Toronto, just hasn't been the same guy. And he used to be a much better defender too. And he just doesn't have the burst that he used to have. Like there was one point where Klay Thompson, there was a strong case. He was one of the best two-way players in the league. And the defense isn't there either.
Klay Thompson reminds me of Jay Crowder of the Suns.
We should call him Clunk Thompson.
Ooh.
Clunk Thompson.
Ooh, see, I like that.
Last Optimist says, some snip methods are not reversible. The cut line there, you cauterize the ends, they fold them over themselves, stitch them down, shortens the lines. You don't have enough tube to rejoin.
Yeah, but there is a reversible type where they tie a little knot there.
Why is it so hard? Why can't we have a pill? Is it just because we're too
Well,
dumb?
that's part of the problem because it's so hard.
We're too dumb to take a pill? Why are we putting this on the women's? All I'm saying, I mean, they should probably do their own laundry when it comes to their delicates, but we should take some responsibility in the birth control thing, I think, Anyway, got to take a break. We come back. Speaking of crotchal areas, there was a hell of a play the other day with the crotch, and then we'll talk about some basketball. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Or not.
Hit the button.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Juice Reel, the betting intelligence tool that's making better bettors. Open the App Store and get your hands on Juice Reel. Start betting smarter. Juice, R-E-E-L. Juice Reel. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
Major League Baseball Diamondbacks home tonight, taking on the Miami Marlins. The Diamondbacks getting a run and a half, minus 192 on the run line, while the Marlins are plus 158 minus that run and a half. Miami plus 100 on the money line, Diamondbacks minus 118 with an over-under sitting at 9. NBA playoffs continuing tonight for the Phoenix Suns. Game 5 in Denver against the Nuggets. Series tied up at 2. Denver a 6-point home favorite, minus 255 on the money line. Phoenix plus 210. The over-under in the Mile High City, 227.5. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles, with an auto warranty about to expire, or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost, month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-736-6158 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-736-6158. That's 800-736-6158. What do you have to lose? Call 800-736-6158. Again, 800-736-6158.
Welcome back to the quickest podcast ever, brought to you by Kohl's. Today's topic, procrastination. Leave it to me to last minute shop for Mother's Day.
It snuck up on me too. Luckily, Kohl's has gifts for under $50, like Sephora beauty favorites, comfy activewear, the latest tech.
Wow, not bad for the last minute.
Right? I found something so perfect for all the moms in my life.
Yep, I'm convinced. Here I come, Kohl's.
Select styles, Sephora coupons, and Kohl's Cash do not apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
When I can't sleep, my mind just races. I think about work, the kids, but I don't think about taking melatonin because I'm afraid I'll feel groggy in the morning.
ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies has an optimal dose of melatonin for no next day grogginess, so you can fall asleep naturally and wake up feeling refreshed. ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies for better sleep like never before. And try Pure Z Sleep plus Next Day Energy with melatonin plus extended release B vitamins.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Baseball is in full swing.
See you later!
And we've got the grand old game covered like an infield target.
How about that?
Who's hot? Who's not? We've got the latest news, score, highlights, and info from around the league all season long.
It's a camper and it'll go all the way to the wall.
We are your MLB hookup.
Looking up and it's gone, a home run.
Get all the games you can handle on 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Boy, it doesn't seem like my voice is all the way back, does it? Hey,
It's there.
Hey.
It's there.
Yeah, we've got a real mess on the text line. Everything from baseball, basketball, birth control, you name it, to beer. CK says, "Good afternoon, fellas. Randy, beer me, please." We can
Absolutely.
do that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
no problem there. He says, "This might blow your mind, but Steph Curry is 0-12 in his career shooting go-ahead shots in playoffs with less than 45 seconds left." So what? At the end of the game, he's bad under pressure. But haven't we seen? I thought we've seen him do some buzzer beaters and stuff like that. Dane?
In the postseason, I don't think so.
Huh?
But it's not necessarily. I don't know. I wouldn't say that he's bad under pressure, but you get one moment at some of those shots, and when you've been, especially this series in this playoff run, when you've been carrying the team, I think we can forgive you for not being able to be the hero at the end of the game when for 3 to 4 quarters you've had to basically be the scoring option all the
and,
time.
and he's going to be double teamed at the very end. Trying to inbound something to Steph Curry can't be easy. Yes, Bala 51. That was big data. Number one Rattlers fan says there's a product called Seedless out of Canada. It's a male birth control. All right. See, that'd be good.
Interesting.
Lost Toby says there was a pill for me, but Congress rejected it because, it made me have mood swings, maybe ironic. Bruno Baller says Clunk or Clank Thompson. That would work. Clunk Thompson. What did I say?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
You said Clunk.
Yeah, Clunk Thompson.
But Clank could also work.
Clunk.
Just switch it up however you feel at that moment.
Yeah.
The bricklayer. By the way, speaking of the beer, Randy, there's very seldom a time where you have an innovation in beer.
Yes.
But now there is an innovation in beer.
All right.
You can get the perfect amount of foam in your beer by, tilting your glass a little bit. You know how you do that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You like a nice head on your beer, or do you like as little as possible?
No, I like a lot of head. Yeah.
Well, I like a lot of head too.
Mm-hmm.
How much head do you like? Because there is they say it's perfect would be a 7-to-3 beer foam ratio, and I think that looks a little bit like that. Is that too much head or not enough head?
No, I think that's about right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I actually think I like a little bit less than that when it comes to my beer.
All right.
Anyway, so I guess this design firm in Japan came up with a nice solution. They unveiled a new beer can with 2 pull tabs instead of 1. You see that? Look at that.
Really?
All right.
Wow.
You see?
Wow. Now,
right.
what does that do?
All right. So here's what happens. They're staggered at an angle, and that is supposed to give you the perfect beer to foam ratio. Here's what you do. You pull the one on the left first, open the can partway, and then you pour half your beer straight into the center of the glass. It's counterintuitive if you're pouring a beer, right? But you pour it straight in the glass. Then what happens is that leaves you with mostly foam. But then you pull the second tab, pour the rest of the beer in, straight in. And for some reason, that ends you up with a 7-to-3 beer foam ratio, just like you like, just like what they say is the perfect pour. Clever, isn't it?
Nice.
Yeah, they say there's 2 main things that cause too much foam when pouring beer out of a can. There's a drop in air pressure inside the can when you open it. And as you pour, the way the beer contacts the opening of the can matters too. So their new double pull tab addresses both of those issues. They posted a video. I saw it. Worked perfect. It doesn't sound like any major beer brands are planning to switch to this yet. So for now, it's just a proof of concept kind of thing. But I kind of feel like 7-to-3 might be. Well, I guess you can just adjust that, right? You instead of pouring halfway, you pour like a quarter of it in, and then you open up the other tab and pour it in. It should give you a little bit less of a head there. But I think that's good.
Yeah, there's some smart people in this world, man.
They're numbered too, so you know what to do.
Huh.
Oh, that's cool.
I always wonder why things bubble the way they do. Some researchers looked into that, Randy.
Huh.
Experts in fluid dynamics have finally figured out the physics behind champagne bubbles and why they tend to rise in straight single line files while bubbles don't. Can you handle? Because I know, Keon, you're not feeling great. And Randy, you've been working hard. You're kind of, are you sure? Are you ready for some science?
Yeah, man. Hit me with some science.
All right. So here we go. Here's why champagne bubbles go straight up and beer bubbles don't. So the stable bubble chains in champagne and other sparkling wines occur to ingredients that act like soap-like compounds called surfactants. And these surfactant-like molecules help reduce the tensions between the liquid and the gas bubbles, making for a smooth rise to the top. And the theory is in champagne, these contaminants that act as surfactants are the good stuff, right? And these protein molecules that give flavor and uniqueness to the liquid are what make the bubble chains, and that produces, stability. Yeah. Well, the experiments showed that stability of bubbles is impacted by the size of the bubbles themselves. They found that the chains with large bubbles have a large wake, similar to that of bubbles with contaminants, leading to a smooth rise to the stable chains. Are you with me?
So somewhat, yeah.
In beer, bubbles are always small, and it makes the surfactants the key ingredient producing straight and stable chains. Beer contains those same molecules depending on the type of beer. Bubbles can rise in straight chains or not. In contrast, bubbles in carbonated water are always unstable because there's no contaminants helping the bubbles move smoothly through the wake flows left behind by the other bubbles. In that wake, the velocity of disturbance causes bubbles to get knocked out. Instead of having the one line, the bubbles end up going more like a cone.
Well, is there going to be a test on this?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
You aren't paying attention?
I mean, I was paying attention, but
I
high
may have
school
had
chemistry.
a stroke. I'm not sure.
Paying attention doesn't mean I understood everything I heard.
Well, by the way, also there was a study on beer. They found that the yeast made to make lager was probably created by mistake 400 years ago. They think that white ale yeast mixed with brown beer yeast in a basement in Germany accidentally in 1602. And now, 4 centuries later, lagers account for 90% of beer sales worldwide.
Huh.
So it's a lot of facts and science on beer right now, huh?
A lot of science. Can I take a nap?
No, not if I can't. Pinocchio says, "Oh God, did I walk in late to class? Pour me a double, please, Randy." Big George says, "Jeffrey, do you have your lab coat on for this?" No, it's at home. Straight Striper says, "The perfect pour is open your Jameson bottle, pour in a glass, consume, repeat as necessary." Oh, you are correct on that. Jameson, any kind of whiskey will do. Kiss the Cook says, 8-2 beer ratio for me when I have one. Yeah, 8-2 sounds about right. Maybe even 9-1. I don't know. Hamilton Porter says, this is like when Miller had the wide open mouth thing on their cans.
The Mickey's Big Mouth?
Yeah, why'd they stop doing that?
Oh,
how did that
remember. Okay,
help?
Miller Lite. Okay, I got you.
Somebody
Yeah.
cut their tongue off or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
888-368-1580. All right. Well, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the booze there. And also just because I wanted to put some distance between two different things, because there's about to be a disturbing thing. I hope you're sitting. Akil Badu. Am I saying his name right?
Akil Badu.
I think so. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So he's on the Detroit Tigers.
He is.
And they're taking on the Guardians the other day there.
They were.
And he's like, he's on first base because he got walked.
Yep.
So he's kind of standing around thinking, what can I do to make things better for my team? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try to steal. And so with one out, Tanner Bibby on the mound there. Badu got a pretty good jump start, right? He's like, I'm going for second. And Guardians catcher, Mike Zunino, he's like, oh, I see you. And he fires a rocket, just trying to take him and get him out right there, right?
Yep.
And, well, the ball drifted a bit. And right here, as you can see, hit him right in the nuts.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
And to make matters worse, insult to that injury, he gets hit in the crotchal area. It bounces right into the second baseman's glove. He's out.
Oh, no.
Well, he
Yeah,
was out
so-
the minute the ball hit him anyway, but
Yep. Akil Badu. He's
Akil, but
yeah.
That's how you pronounce it now.
Two balls and a strike on Akil Badu.
Well,
Yeah,
maybe used to be 2 balls, but
2 balls and a strike.
You might be surprised, but he was down for a few minutes.
I bet he was.
Just
no way.
right in the baby maker.
Oh my God.
Right there.
Poor guy.
That is just, man, bad timing.
Now
Bad
you know
timing.
why some guys slide head first.
Yeah, or at least slide with your back to the, let that thing hit you in the ass instead. Why are you sliding facing the field? Hey, slide facing the outfield. I think that would be safer, wouldn't you?
Tell you what, I'd give that catcher another look. He might be my everyday starting catcher.
That guy's good. Excuse me.
He put it right on the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Right on the mark.
Big T says it was Mickey's wide mouth. That's what they called that thing.
Oh, is it wide mouth? I called it Mickey's big mouth.
Lost Toby says first time in baseball, 3 balls made an out. The Tom says,
yeah,
that's funny.
As a Louisville transplant here in Phoenix, rest in peace to an icon, Denny Crum.
Oh boy, that's right. Lost another big one today.
Oh yeah, I loved him on Boston Legal. You always go down,
No,
Denny Crum.
No,
I'm Denny Crum.
No, it wasn't him. He was a basketball, I believe, basketball coach.
Oh, that's right. The coach over at Louisville.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was 86 years old. So job well done. Was he a good guy?
Yeah, he was a good dude. Yeah. Yeah. He was I believe he's in the College Basketball Hall of Fame, if I'm not mistaken. Danny Crum.
I'm telling you, you get to 80, everything else is just, extra. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's the second big name we've lost this week. Vita Blue. I mean, you may have seen my post. Vita Blue, we lost him. 73 years old.
Yeah,
Vita Blue.
That's too young. Navy Brad says, good afternoon, gentlemen. I see the Suns owner is a grad from the school of flopping by LeBron. Wow, you are just like, 2 days late on that?
Are you listening to a podcast?
I think he's listening to a podcast. Yeah, and if you see it at speed, though, Navy Brad, it's not a flop. It's just it's an honest reaction. But he kind of went like this. He did do this, but it wasn't as dramatic as slowing it down makes it look.
I don't know.
He got forearmed. He went like this. His hands. Watch it at speed. It's not the same. It's not the same. It's a little bit, but it's not the same.
I remember he's got some basketball training in him. He was.
I didn't say he didn't sell it.
Yeah,
but it wasn't in at speed. It's like this. Oh, but it slowed down. It's like it looks way worse when it's slowed down.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think he sold it. He it legitimately he did get.
There was a little bit of that,
but yeah, I mean,
but it wasn't that flop-tastic.
But you're trying to get the attention of the official. Like, this guy just hit me, man.
I'll tell you, I still stand by it. The only person wrong in that conversation was Jokic, and they probably should have tossed his ass. Bruno Baller says, "You guys know what makes a beer an ale? What makes a beer an ale?
About $4.
Yeah. And some guy in a man bun telling me it's the best he's ever had.
Yeah.
Mr. Wilbur says, and that getting hit by the ball reminded me of the old Harry Carey statement. What was the old?
You got to say it. I mean,
you can't.
Thanks, Mr. Wilbur. Moving on.
Harry Carey, great broadcaster, therefore said a lot of things.
Hey, that's all I remember him ever saying.
Hey, everybody. It's another great day in the friendly confines here.
Randy's Harry Carey impression is one of my favorite things.
It's very good. Well, as soon as we know what it is, we'll let Randy say it. Blissful Hay says, we lost Vita Blue and Denny Crum. Well, hopefully somebody finds them. Hey.
Yeah.
It's a 2-minute penalty right there.
Yeah.
Which is fine because we have to take at least a 2-minute break. When we come back, let's talk about the basketball that happened last night. And we'll talk about the basketball that's going to happen tonight. And if we're lucky, we might get a couple hours of NFL football. I got a big old stack of stuff we haven't even talked about yet. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
When I can't sleep, my mind just races. I think about work, the kids, but I don't think about taking melatonin because I'm afraid I'll feel groggy in the morning.
ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies has an optimal dose of melatonin for no next day grogginess, so you can fall asleep naturally and wake up feeling refreshed. ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies for better sleep like never before. And try Pure Z Sleep plus Next Day Energy with melatonin plus extended release B vitamins.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles, with an auto warranty about to expire, or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost, month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-736-6158 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-736-6158. That's 800-736-6158. What do you have to lose? Call 800-736-6158. Again, 800-736-6158.
Hey, Mark, remember, getting help from Progressive is so easy. You can use the mobile app, chat with us online, or call us.
And you pick now to tell me.
I couldn't miss little Grace's ballet recital. Oh, thanks for inviting me, by the way.
Did I?
Because you know I'm always here for you.
Yeah. I can use the mobile app if I need help. Sorry, you're in my wife's seat, though.
Oh, yeah, I gotta go anyway. Tell Grace she nailed her chassé.
Get the help you need from Progressive with our mobile app, online chat, or over the phone. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers.
ADOT's I-10 Broadway Curve Improvement Project is in the works. It's an 11-mile stretch of Interstate 10 between Loop 202 and I-17. When complete, your travel time through the area will be reduced. Access to Sky Harbor, retail centers, and colleges will be improved. And the region will be able to better support a growing economy and more. Keep up with the project and traffic updates at i10broadwaycurve.com and stay ahead of the curve. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Department of Transportation.
Your home for sports. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Hey, guess what, Randy? We got a race on Sunday.
Hey, Dewey from Darlington.
The Goodyear 400 is on this Sunday. At least that's what they told us it was called. That happens at 11 a.m. here on 1580 The Fanatic on Sunday.
Yeah, you know, it's a throwback weekend. Every time they go to Darlington, for some reason, NASCAR's chosen that track to do a throwback weekend. And so what's cool about this is you'll see a lot of the cars out there, especially through the Cup Series cars. These guys will do old paint schemes. So if you're an older NASCAR fan and you remember some of the cars of the past, you might tune in. I know in the truck race, there's one of the Craftsman NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series guys that's doing a throwback paint scheme to Richard Petty's 1973 paint scheme, the old STP, the blue and red. So you might want to take a look at that if you have a chance. But yeah, Darlington's a fun race, man. Fun race.
Another program note, my wife has told me that if I don't stop talking about her underwear and bras, that I will never see them again. So. Noted. Swazman says, hey, Jeffrey, back in Midwest, I like both teams, Cubs and Cardinals. Ted Simmons, catcher for the Cards, and Jose Cardinal with tucked in afro. Are those guys still alive? Cubs versus Cardinals tonight again, by the way.
Ted Simmons, I think, is still around. I don't know about Jose Cardinal, though. I'm not sure about that.
All right. So listen, somebody let us know. We better do a wellness check on these guys. But let's talk. Let's
check in on them.
I guess. I don't know. Let's talk about the Knicks and the Heat, Keon. This is just sort of over, right? This is just sort of over. The Miami Heat beat the Knicks 109-101 last night. And, eighth seeded Heat, that does bear mentioning, but New York Knicks missing a guy actually, no, they got their guy back. What the hell? So what's going on with the Knicks and the Heat, Keon?
The answer really is Jimmy Butler. Jimmy has changed the entire series because the Knicks don't really have an answer for him, which is crazy when you consider Tom Thibodeau is the coach and he's one of the best defensive coaches in the league.
Well, Jimmy Butler at 27 points and 10 assists. Bam Yabba Dabba Doo with his 23 points and 13 rebounds. They just don't seem to have an answer for much of anything in New York.
No, and I also think they don't have an answer for that Miami Heat bench. That once again, you're getting, big minutes out of Kyle Lowry, who, by the way, has been an all-star in this league, somebody who's won an NBA championship and has graciously moved to the bench. I mean, they moved him there and he didn't complain about it, didn't whine about it, gave him 15 points off the bench. Caleb Martin has shown up in this series, given him 10 points. And then you add Jimmy Butler and how much easier he makes life for Bam Adebayo. All of a sudden, Bam looks like a much better offensive player when Jimmy's out there. Max Strus as well, who's able to get some of those open shots from those two guys putting in their work.
Last night would have been a blowout, but Miami missed 12 of their first 15 shots in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Good God. That just shows you.
And they still won by
8 points.
Yeah, pretty convincing. So
this would have been about 30 points different had they made those shots. But all right. So, I guess the Heat shall move on. You're starting to get a good picture, I guess, of what the end of this whole thing might look like. You think you might have a picture of what this might look like after Golden State Warriors and the Los Angeles Lakers are done. But, the Lakers have shown that this is the team they bought and built. This is the team that they had in mind, finally realized. And I hopefully we're going to be finding some weaknesses here. But boy, just back and forth, and that's the only thing you hope for is the inconsistency. But the problem is you got two teams with different inconsistencies, and that's why the Golden State Warriors are down 3-1. Golden State Warriors live by, die by the three-pointer. And the Lakers sort of live by, die by Anthony Davis, down, in the post. So both teams inconsistent, but I guess the Lakers have just been able to get it done more than the Warriors.
Yeah, and I got to give all the credit to the world to Darvin Ham and what he's done.
I like him.
He's good.
He's a good
really
coach.
Good. I thought he was a good coach from what I saw this season, but he's way ahead of.
And he knows how to talk to these guys.
Yeah,
I love when he's mic'd up.
They respect him. You can hear that, and he's out coaching Steve Kerr right now. I mean, Steve Kerr made a gigantic mistake benching Gary Payton the second.
Well, he was throwing up.
He was throwing up.
He was throwing up in his mouth and everything. Yeah, he ran off the court. And Draymond Green's like, he passing the ball and he wasn't there. And he's like, the hell, where's
Yeah, I saw the video of him throw up in his mouth and not end the play. He played defense with a mouthful of vomit, which it wouldn't have been me. So good, good on him. But without that, and
Draymond, how do you not know the guy's not standing there? You pass the ball to the Coach Ham sitting on the bench. He wasn't even standing there. Who was he throwing it to?
I have no idea.
You don't just throw the ball in a direction and hope for the best. Come on, Draymond Green.
There's been a bunch of stuff like that. Like Draymond's been kind of out of sorts in this series with some of the decisions he's made. Jordan Poole is making some of the worst decisions I've ever seen on a basketball court. The Warriors were actually up late in that game by 1 point, 99-98. So what does Klay Thompson decide to do?
Clunk.
I'm going to shoot a deep three with two guys guarding me early in a shot clock. Like I don't know what is happening on that team. You are a championship team. It's one thing if you take a good shot and you miss. That's a bad shot.
Well, the biggest number that I noticed about what happened with the Lakers and the Warriors was that Steph Curry, he was 3 for 14. 3 for 14 at 3-point shots.
Yeah.
And that was the game.
But if Steph's not taking those shots, like where
could have been
else are they coming
6
from?
from 14, they would have won. If you think about it.
Yeah.
He could have been 4 for 14 and they would have tied. 5 for 14, they would have won. So it just, you live by, you die by. But both these teams are like that. And both these teams have a fair amount of inconsistencies in them. I wouldn't be surprised if Golden State Warriors comes back and gets the next game. I wouldn't be surprised this thing still goes 7 somehow, just because of how inconsistent both these teams are. One team blows you out, the next team blows you out. It's just, there is no consistency to anything in that series. It's a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
It is fun to watch, but you just can't figure it out.
No, I mean, especially when the team's just not going to be shooting particularly well. I thought Gary Payton played really well, all things considered. But when you look at what Klay Thompson did, 3 of 11 from the field, that kind of stuff. I mean, it's one thing if you're missing your threes, but man, you're missing everything. That's not going to help anything. And Steph Curry, I respect that dude more every time I watch them play. Gave him a triple-double last night and still couldn't pull out the win because he didn't get any help from some of the other guys that are being paid a lot of money on that team.
Yeah, and again, remember, he had a triple-double where in the first 3 quarters, he missed 9 of 10 3-point shots. And afterwards, he was 3 of 14. And he still had a triple-double. Steph Curry can hold his head high, but
Jordan Poole is collecting $28 million this year, and that contract gets worse. It jumps up to 30 in the next couple of years a season. Like they really paid for a guy that they developed and invested in, and he gave him 0 points, nothing. He didn't hit anything.
Maybe he was distracted by all the stars. There are a lot of famous people at that game last night.
Maybe.
So you had Jack Nicholson. You had Chris Pratt. You had Dave Chappelle, Dustin Hoffman, Kim Kardashian. Who cares if Colin Jost was there? Without Scarlett Johansson sitting next to him, all he is Abercrombie in a chair. And then Flea was there from Red Hot Chili Peppers. Flea, I think, is more famous than Colin Jost.
Yes.
Gary Payton throwing up in his mouth and running off the court. Just seemed like, nothing was really going the right way for the Warriors except for Steph Curry. But, I guess we'll see what happens next time. It just all that inconsistency. 888-368-1580. Here's a question. Bruno Baller says, will you guys broadcast the Indy 500? Yeah, I think so. I think we're going to do that. Yeah. Rainy City Bitch Pigeon says, got the wife to go commando permanently. Nice work, Jeffrey. I'm not allowed to talk about these things anymore. Tiger Paws says, does that mean your wife would go Uber Commando? Why is a woman asking me this? I'm not allowed to talk about this anymore.
Why are you so curious about this? It's like back off just like a little.
I've been told I'm not allowed to talk about this anymore. Big George says, rest in peace, Joe Kapp, the most recent Minnesota Vikings quarterback to lead the franchise to an NFL championship, died of dementia at 85.
Oh, wow.
Lost Toby says, Kerr's lost it. He refuses set pick and rolls for Curry. Navy Brad says nothing. He just sent me a picture of him sitting on the couch with his bunny doing CPR on his chest.
Has he gone commando?
I don't know. He says, I got a bad joke for you. Oh, Jesus. He says, what do you call a bunny on your face? Facial hair.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, give him a 5-minute penalty, please. My God. Boomer Sooner, he has sent in a text, and it says, good day, Blender Nation. Great day in the Valley. Randy, can I get a post Cinco de Mayo Dos Equis, please?
Sure you can.
He says, Boomer was there, and then he says, oh, in my dreams. What are you talking about? Does anybody know what he's talking about?
I don't think really anybody understands the mind of the Boomer.
He gets mad at me when I point it out, but I mean, that right there is just...
Listen, I think he's playing chess. We're playing checkers.
That's just mystical. I don't even know what that is. All right, so here are the games that are going to happen today. Of course, at 4:30 p.m., the Philadelphia 76ers are heading to Boston to take on the Celtics, and the Celtics are heavily favored to win this game. The spread on them is 7.5, and minus 320 on the money line, plus 250 if you want to go the way of Philly. But so the Celtics, even though the series is tied, why are the Celtics so heavily favored, Keon?
Because whenever the Sixers win, it requires some heroics from James Harden. I don't care what they say about Joel Embiid. That guy is not 100%. He's going out there, he's fighting, he's battling, but he's not going to be MVP Joel Embiid. And do you really think that James Harden can continue to put up 40? I think he's got maybe one more in him in this series, but I don't think you can say every time out, James Harden is absolutely going to go out there and get it done. The Celtics are the better team. They are a much better team, but they haven't been disciplined every game. And I think that sometimes they just kind of screw around and let the Sixers hang around. And when you do that, then you allow for some heroics from James Harden, from Tyrese Maxey, who's been playing really well as of late in this series.
See, I think that's the difference of having their current head coach in place and Ime Udoka. Remember when he was in there? He would, I remember some of those hot mics when they would have those timeouts. He's like, don't let these guys back in this game. He kept pushing these guys to thwart the other guys. Keep them down, mute them. Don't let them in. Just keep your foot on the gas. And it seems like to me the Celtics are letting the 76ers hang around when they could hit the gas and really put them away.
I 100% agree with that. I think Joe Mazzulla is a really good coach, but it's obvious that he doesn't demand that same sense of urgency that Udoka did.
Well, he better figure that out if they want to get past the 76ers or really anywhere in these playoffs. Got to be a sense of urgency. Got to be going crazy. All right, so at 7 o'clock, we got the Phoenix Suns playing the Denver Nuggets. At 6 o'clock, going to have me racing home to try to get there in time to see it. But when we come back, we will talk about what is going on in tonight's game. I'll give you a little bit of a spoiler here. The Suns not favored. Denver Nuggets favored. 5.5 is the spread. So, I understand. Home games, right? Denver wins theirs. We win ours. Somebody's got to win on the road or nobody's going to win nothing. So But let's talk about that. We come back. Hour 2 of the Daily Blender up next here on 1580 The Fanatic.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Get top deals on everything you need to freshen up your yard, like the Cobalt 24-volt string trimmer and leaf blower combo kit, only at Lowe's. Was $199, now just $149. Plus, get your lawn in shape with up to $15 off select Scott's Easy Seed Lawn Repair Mixes. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Scott's offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Today on Hey Culligan, how smart is your water? Here's Tracy.
Hey, Culligan. I think my water might be dumb.
Good news, Tracy. Your water's not dumb. It's just not talking to you.
You can make my water talk.
No, but the new Culligan Smart Drinking Water System can talk to your phone to tell you when your water filters need changing and help you meet drinking water goals.
Now that's some brilliant H2O.
You said it, Tracy, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test with a local Culligan water expert at Culligan.com.
Hey, Mark, remember, getting help from Progressive is so easy. You can use the mobile app, chat with us online, or call us.
And you pick now to tell me.
I couldn't miss little Grace's ballet recital. Oh, thanks for inviting me, by the way.
Did I?
Because you know I'm always here for you.
Yeah. I can use the mobile app if I need help. Sorry, you're in my wife's seat, though.
Oh, yeah, I gotta go anyway. Tell Grace she nailed her chassé.
Get the help you need from Progressive with our mobile app, online chat, or over the phone. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers.
What if I can't afford to retire? What if I outlive my money? What if I can't take care of my family?
If you're worried about the what ifs life can throw your way, maybe it's time to think about a financial plan.
I'm Mo Ansari, president of Compact Asset Management and host of Market Wrap. The financial planning team here at Compact focuses on the answers to all of life's what ifs. Wouldn't it be nice to replace worry with confidence?
Maybe I can retire in style. It would be nice to not worry about my family. Maybe I can have the financial freedom to live the life I want to live.
Call me and let's discuss your what ifs. Call 1-800-388-9700 for a free consultation and a free retirement income evaluation. That's 1-800-388-9700, and I will meet with you personally. 1-800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor, funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services member, FINRA SIPC.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM. And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
Quiet, people, settle down. Because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. I don't think Boomer Sooner gets this. I'm going to try to explain this. I'm not trying to be mean. I just wanted to make sure he understands. We're not trying to be mean to him. It's just sometimes we don't understand what he's trying to say.
Right.
And here's what he says. He says, happens all the time. I answer something on the topic, but it doesn't get read for a segment or so. Then you read it, and then I look like your punching bag. First off, nobody else texts like that because I get, and I bleep you not, I could have 20 to 25 texts plopping up on the screen all at one time. And everybody knows it might be a moment before I get to those. That's why generally just saying, oh, in my dreams, that could be about anything, man. I have no idea what you're talking about. So, either they'll add a little context to their comment, or they just won't leave singular items there. So, you have to understand it from this point of view. I don't see only your texts come up the moment they come up. I'm seeing a stream of consciousness from, we've got right now, let's see, 498 active texters who are interacting. We have thousands of people who are registered into doing this thing at any given time. I am not kidding. There are just a flood of thoughts and consciousness that show up on the screen. So probably just think about that ahead of time. I may not get to you right away. So always make sure there's context. Oh, in your dreams, what?
Yeah.
You know?
And Boomer, you're never our punching bag. Not ever.
Just help me help you. 888-368-1580. Mars Bar is 805. Says Happy Taco Tuesday, fellas.
Oh, that's right.
Randy, may I please have an 805 and a weather report, please? Go
A weather
Diamondbacks,
report.
he says.
Oh, well, I mean, I guess I could do a quick weather report here.
Couldn't hurt.
Harmon Solar 1580 Fanatic Weather Center. Chief Meteorologist Randy White coming at you live currently under mostly sunny skies. 93 degrees here in Phoenix. Going to get down to the mid 60s overnight. Some clouds are moving in overnight, but nothing to worry about. There is a chance of rain moving in here over the weekend on Sunday. I'm going to put it at about 50%. Thunderstorms moving into the valley. We're going to hit 100 by Saturday, but it'll cool off tomorrow. Around 81 for the high in the mid 60s overnight. Really kind of beautiful. Again, 93 under mostly sunny skies from the 1580 The Fanatic Weather Center. Chief Meteorologist Randy White. Back to you, Jeffco.
Thank you, Randy. Let's see. Straight Striper says, did you see the recent news? The Oakland A's have struck an agreement to demolition the Tropicana Casino and build a new stadium in Las Vegas, taking out an iconic building.
Yeah.
Well, all right, but they also are looking at other land too as backups. I mean, who knows what the A's are going to do and where they're going to do it. But yeah, I know one thing: they're getting the hell out of Oakland. Lost Toby says thousands seems like the same 10 people that text in. Well, there's a lot of people who do text in quite a bit, but as I scroll down, trust me, there's tons of people who plop in and say hi on every single day. All right, so let's talk about tonight's show, tonight's game. Phoenix Suns, Denver Nuggets. We got to go get one in Denver. I don't know, man. I mean, if we do the things we did before, the same things, the bench plays better. Monty makes the adjustments and he's trusting in these bench players to do a little bit better. There's nothing that says we can't win, right? We can win. Can we win?
You absolutely can win. I don't see any reason to think that the Suns wouldn't, personally, just because where's the answer for what Durant and Booker are doing?
Where's the answer for what Jokic is doing? There isn't.
There isn't an answer. But the thing is, with Booker and Durant playing at this level, they've been the ones that have been winning.
Yeah.
Whereas with the Nuggets, they've got Jokic, but they need something out of Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray played a really great game one, and I thought that the fantastic adjustment that Monty made was we're not going to let those guys get whatever they want on the perimeter. And taking Murray away from the perimeter and forcing him to drive to the basket has made him, quite frankly, a very average basketball player. Maybe Malone has an answer for that, but I haven't seen it yet. And for 3 games, Jamal Murray's been okay.
Yeah, Jamal Murray is not Kevin Durant or Devin Booker, but Jokic, well, he's 1.5. I mean, what is the duo scoring right now? Who's winning the duo scoring battle? I know that's probably a lot to ask on the fly.
Well, I can at least get you the averages.
You know what I'm saying? Because Jokic and Jamal together versus Booker and Durant together. I'm
pretty sure that as far as the duo scoring goes, the Durant Booker is probably ahead.
I don't know, because sometimes Jokic goes off like crazy and Jamal Murray doesn't have as big a hill to climb.
But it's weird because people have been saying, Booker's been carrying this team. And I look at it and I go, well, Durant's putting up like 40.
You know what is weird about that is you're watching the game and you see him kind of struggle with his shot. And you're kind of watching and you're like, that's all right, buddy. You're doing fine. And, he's giving up a turnover. He couldn't quite get to the basket. His shot's not falling. And then you look down and it shows his score, 39 points. You're like, what? How did that happen? He's just doing his job down there. He is just doing his job. And it's not the Kevin Durant we're used to seeing, but holy crap, how can you complain when you see the stats at the end of the night?
And he's done a really great job of early in the series. I thought he was forcing his shot a lot. And now he's going to the free throw line. He's going to the basket and drawing fouls. So where Devin Booker is still shooting efficiently and he's not getting those free throws. So he has to make all of his shots. Durant, without that, was like, cool, I'll just go to the basket and get these free ones out there. And that's really helped him and really helped the Suns.
Good news for this series, Chris Paul will be out tonight. I think that's good news because I saw this thing on one of these talking head shows. Can the Suns win without Chris Paul? We just won the last two without Chris Paul. Why would you even ask that question if the Suns have just won the last two without Chris Paul? Yeah, they can win without Chris Paul. The question really should be, are the Suns better with Chris Paul? And I'm not so sure.
I don't think in this series. I think that the fact that they're running, the fact that they're putting pressure on the Nuggets, the fact that they're making Jokic run up and down the floor is all factoring into their success. I mean, as great as Jokic has been as an offensive player, him running up and down the floor has made his already unreliable defense even more unreliable. And I think that there's spaces for the Suns to score there, where with Chris Paul, he's just so methodical that it actually helps the Nuggets in a way.
Hefty Lefty says, I know somebody who's better with Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton. Right, but that's not enough. It's not enough to push, the needle. And I mean, because those first two games, what happened? The Suns lost. Just saying. 888-368-1580. Screaming Eagle says, hey, last weekend I had to be in Palm Springs. I remembered you went to Palm Springs to start a sister station. What's the okay? First off, that's not true. It's the station is 102.7 The Fanatic in Palm Springs, but I didn't go there to start it. That station that's been going for quite some time. I started at that station in Palm Springs, started the Daily Blender there as a sports show, and then later on came here to help start the Fanatic here. So that's the way that timeline went, Screaming Eagle. I know you're newer around here, so I ain't mad. But yeah, that station there has been, that's a legacy station in Palm Springs. It used to be called Team 1010, KXPS, and now it's 102.7 The Fanatic. We've all branded the same thing. So if you're ever in Palm Springs and you want to hear some good stuff, for the most part, 102.7 FM. Well, I just, they got Jim Rome, Dan Patrick, and some other stuff. 888-368-1580.
One of these things is not like the other.
Just keep the 1580 Fanatic app handy for afternoon drive. That's all I'm saying. Last Optimist says, have the Suns considered blood doping to increase their energy at high altitudes?
No,
it's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. Swazman says Vegas is a good idea for the A's and the Raiders. Oh no, absolutely. I think it's a good idea. And Vegas, once you've, we got 30 states that have legalized gambling at this point. We might as well just make it 50 and what the hell, right? So Vegas is no longer a no man's land. In fact, it makes 100% sense to have teams playing there. Lost Toby says, "This is Chris Paul. Is he on the Suns?" Yeah. Hookem Hottie says the Suns have been better without CP3. It's forcing Monty to use the bench they didn't seem to trust before. Yeah, that was a weird moment, but I think luckily Monty is not a stupid man. He might be slow to, I'm not going to say that. I think this is the word that is best to describe Monty: deliberate. He's thoughtful and deliberate, but for us, it's too slow. The Wiz says DeAndre Ayton will never be enough to move the needle. I know. I kind of agree. I hate that. I do hate that. Nicest guy, but I'm tired of saying, oh, he's a nice guy, but, that guy should be embarrassed to collect a paycheck.
Well, I think after the last two games, everybody has seen, everybody has understood that that's what he's doing. He's a hired hand. He has no real passion for this team. Now, he could come out tonight and go off and have 35 points, have 25 rebounds, have a few assists, maybe some blocks, really play. But I don't think it's going to happen. I'll be glad to eat my words if he comes out and has a huge game. But I don't think there's anybody on the Phoenix Suns that can get to DeAndre Ayton to motivate him. And that's unfortunate.
I know what I want for a birthday cake this year. You just gave me the idea. When you said, I'll eat my words. And I want my words to be sweet monkey meat. I want the cake shaped like the words sweet monkey meat.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to eat my words.
You want the cake to be the
shaped
words
like the word sweet monkey meat.
Monkey meat.
Yeah. Oh,
Huh.
oh, nobody's done that before
Now,
ever.
what German chocolate? Is that
I
what it
don't
is?
even care. I don't even care what the
Yeah.
as long as you can read it. It says sweet monkey meat. I don't
monkey
mean
meat.
writing on the cake. I want the cake to be shaped like letters.
Like letters.
Yes.
Sweet monkey meat.
Because I want to eat my words. Those are
Ah.
my words. Those are uniquely my words.
All right.
Sweet monkey meat.
Sweet monkey meat.
That's right.
All right.
I hope my wife is listening, but I think she turned off when I was talking about her bras.
Could be.
That probably makes sense. So I got the totals.
All right. So, okay. So here's what I asked for: Jokic and Jamal Murray versus Booker and Kevin Durant. Who has, who's winning the points total here?
So the total
Randy.
points.
It's not that kind of thing,
Oh.
Randy.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
Well, the
Okay.
total points for Jokic and Murray is 250 combined points in this series.
Yeah.
The total points for Durant and Booker is 273
for the win
in the series. I will say though, Nikola Jokic has scored more points individually than all four guys with 146, but that's just one more than Booker at 145.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, Jokic had the 53-point game, but he also had the 24-point game to start the series. Devin Booker's never been below 27 in the series, so he's been able to stay above board on that front. And then Durant has just been consistently good, so he's way ahead of Murray in that regard.
I feel like it shouldn't be this way, but I guess this is the new NBA. Two guys on your team are the superstars, and everybody else just picks up the crumbs.
Yeah, I mean, this is the way that you can trace it all the way back to kind of just that Boston Celtics team with Doc Rivers and Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen and Paul Pierce. Like if you don't have a big three, or that kind of dynamic duo, you kind of don't have anything.
Yep, that's a good point. Oh, I remember we were going to have a three.
Well,
yeah.
One of the guys forgot to show up, so.
888-368-1580. Hookamati says, oh, that can be done. It's in a donut cake. How do you make letters out of donut cake? Just make the cake. I don't know.
Got to have some sort of a mold.
No, you don't. Here's what you do. You make some cakes, right? Some flat cakes, and you carefully, with a very skillful hand and a sharp knife, cut the letters. And you place them on the tray, and then you icing the letters, and there you go. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but I'm not one of them people from those competitive shows.
Monkey meat.
Sweet monkey meat. It's one of my sayings. Big George says, you want a cake made out of monkey meat, Jeffrey? No.
Big George.
I want a cake made out of cake that spells out sweet. Shut up. Straight Striper says the totals for the Suns Nugget series, and thanks, Straight Striper, but Keon beat you to it. Booker Durant, 277. Jokic Murray, 256. That's what Straight Striper came up with. Yeah, it's sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, got beaten to it. Hefty Lefty says, or you could eat some monkey meat with a sweet balsamic reduction. I wouldn't even know where to get monkey meat.
Also, I'm pretty sure that's illegal. So
why is it illegal?
Eating monkeys is illegal.
I think it's just not commonly done, but a lot of monkeys are endangered. So
I don't know if I want to live in a world where I can't just eat some monkey.
Huh.
All right, to be honest, I don't think I'd ever want to eat monkey. That sounds really
Jeffrey
bad.
has so little that he wants to do. He wants to punch a zebra, and
Yeah.
he wants a birthday cake that says sweet monkey meat. That's it. That's all he wants.
Quite frankly, the second one is actually easier to pull off, though.
That's what I'm saying. The cake shouldn't be a big deal. And I want cake, not, I don't really want monkey meat. Lost Toby says, I don't know who's a bigger disappointment, DeAndre Ayton or Poole for the Warriors.
Yeah, DeAndre Ayton.
I'd say, well, for us, DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah, I think Warriors fans will tell you it's probably Jordan Poole.
They're both expensive.
They're both expensive. I mean, let's not act like Jordan Poole didn't get $28 million this year, $28 million the next year, $30 million the year after that, and $32 million the year after that. And he has not played well.
Where was Jordan Poole drafted? Because I know where DeAndre was drafted. First overall.
I understand that, but
what's a bigger disappointment?
I'm saying based on how much you're paying them. Where they were drafted is irrelevant. Once I pay you $30 million
more, who's making more, DeAndre Ayton or Jordan Poole?
That's a great question.
because I'll say Jordan Poole is trying. That's the difference. He's running around trying. We don't see DeAndre Ayton trying. That's the frustration that we have. Bad play can be forgiven. Lack of effort cannot.
Yeah, I mean, it's the second contract for both of them. So they're actually both kind of around the same pricing. I think Ayton makes a couple mil more.
Oh, brother. Waldo says, how about a cake shaped like the monkey? That monkey head from Temple of Doom. I want to eat my words. I want to eat my words, like Randy said. That was the whole thing. Mm-hmm. I just want to eat my words.
Yeah.
And don't give me cupcakes with the words printed on it. Don't print. I want to eat a cake that looks like my words. Damn it. Raven Kid says, Jeffrey, you might need to trademark that phrase. Somebody might take it. No, I'm good with that. I use sweet monkey meat. Just a saying of mine. I don't care. I don't think it needs to be trademarked. Fighting Wampa says, have you ever tried bringing your monkey meat before you cook it? Take that sweetness out, make it a little more tangy. Bringing my monkey meat where? Parlay J says, eating monkeys is illegal in all 50 states. Good, because I don't want to eat monkey.
Yeah.
But I am surprised it's illegal. Well, what makes the monkey so damn special you can't eat it?
I mean, it's essentially like eating a person.
Like somebody from the South, it's not a big deal.
I don't know. There are a lot of monkeys that are nicer than a lot of people from the South. But the point is,
it's like in some rednecks. I don't know.
Shouldn't want that either.
Yeah, I don't want to eat a redneck. Yeah. I don't want to eat a monkey. I don't want to eat. I want to eat cake that's shaped like my words.
Yeah. I think that's where this whole thing started.
You're getting hung up on the saying now, aren't you? What the hell are we talking about?
Jordan Poole versus DeAndre Ayton. Who's a bigger disappointment? And I say far and away.
Yeah,
DeAndre Ayton.
I mean, you're right, but I guess it's all relative.
I think I would say Ayton, but I wouldn't say far and away. When they're separated by $4 million in payment.
Well,
when you're paying a guy that much money and he's supposed to be a core member of your team, he's the third splash brother. He scored 0 points yesterday, Randy.
But it's like Jeffrey said, he's trying. DeAndre Ayton is out there collecting a paycheck.
I understand that there's a difference, but to me personally, there's not that big of a difference because I don't care if you're trying. If what you're doing out there is stupid. He's not making good decisions. He's turning over the ball a bunch. He's taking the worst shots imaginable. Sometimes he tries to play hero ball. I understand he's trying.
Hit him again, Draymond Green.
But if you try and you're being dumb, the result is the same.
Can everybody just try this week to use the phrase "sweet monkey meat"?
Sweet monkey meat, Keon. What are you
store.
Talking about?
Here's the best place. You're at the store. You see the prices. You go, sweet monkey meat. That's expensive.
I will do that exactly. I'm going to go to the whatever the aisles with the eggs and
the drive-through. Sweet monkey meat. How much are these prices? The gas the sweet monkey meat. Look at these gas prices.
That's another good spot.
All right.
If everybody could just do me a solid and shout out sweet monkey meat at some point in front of people, we might get this thing started. Just saying. All right. Well, there's a ton of texts on the text line that we got to get to, and we'll do that when we come back. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Without the ones like you who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
So you just used bug spray in your home. Now what? Well, between the waiting for things to dry up and keeping your family away from the mess, it hits you. You could have used Zevo. Unlike other bug sprays that stick around, Zevo goes from kill to clean in seconds. Plus, it's safe for use around people and pets when used as directed. Zevo, people-friendly, bug-deadly.
Remember when you could go to the doctor and actually leave feeling better? Hi, this is Dr. Stephen Katz. The problem with our healthcare system is the focus on the system and not on your healthcare. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum healthcare using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men and women's health. We help people find relief when other doctors have failed. Our naturopathic doctors can restore your pain-free life using cutting-edge regenerative treatments. We can also help restore balance to your immune, digestive, and hormonal systems. Addressing your cause can also improve both mental and emotional stability. If traditional medicines aren't working for you, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call us. We're the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, Arizona at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161, or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
It's the second round of the NBA playoffs, and the series shifts to Phoenix. Can the Suns climb back into the fight? Does Denver have our number? What kind of adjustments does Monty need to make? With CP3 out, does that mark the end of the run for the Suns this season? When it comes to Phoenix Suns news, info, insights, and more, keep it locked here. We are 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always online at 1580thefanatic.com.
No problem. Oh, sorry. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. And so here's the question about the Phoenix Suns taking on the Denver Nuggets tonight, 7 p.m. on the 10th on the TNT. All right. So we were very clever the other day. We came up with the keys to success, and the Suns followed 2 out of the 3 of them and had success. And it was bench got to do better. Monty has to make adjustments. DeAndre Ayton has to pull his head out of his ass and start playing some real ball. All right, 2 out of those 3 things happen. Keon, give me some more ideas. What else can they do? Because I feel like they're going to need something more. We can't count on DeAndre Ayton. So what else can the Suns do to get past the Denver Nuggets?
I mean, I think the key there is to just keep the tempo up, keep the basketball moving. You know, really, if you can do your damage in transition, that would be the best.
Tire them out, keep them moving.
Yeah, and you know, I keep targeting Jokic on offense and try and find those open shots for when people have to come over and help him. I would love to see Landry Shamet continue what he's been doing. You know, the 19 points, it doesn't have to be 19 again, but if he's going to be open for 3, I'd like to see him knock down those shots, because I think that's where the Suns are going to make up for what they can't get out of Ayton, which is those other role players stepping up. And we're seeing it in the other series that are being played as well. We're seeing it for the Lakers. We're seeing it for the Heat. We're seeing it for the Celtics. The role players are playing well, and that allows the stars to, first off, do what they do, but they don't have to be perfect every single moment of the game, like what you see Steph having to do out there, because those role players are not doing their job.
888-368-1580. The Wiz says, DA, make an MPJ look like a bargain. Hook'em Hottie says, well, she's sending some pictures of donut letters. They make donuts into letters, and that she says that could work. But I want cake. Why can't I just have my dream? Stop trying to make me eat. No, Hefty Lefty, alphabet soup would not work. I want to eat my words, and I want to eat them in cake form. Is that too much to ask? Am I being a diva right now about this?
I don't think so. Maybe a little. Probably not. No, I don't think so.
I think that's a reasonable request.
And listen, it's May 9th. My birthday is October 31st. There is time for science to figure out how to make me eat my words in cake form. Does science need to be brought into this?
I don't know
No.
if science needs to be brought into
No,
it.
I think maybe a phone call to a cake specialty cake bakery.
The
will
Great
take
British
care of it.
Baking Show should be able to do this.
Well, either that or a simple phone call to a cake shop.
Well, I shouldn't have to do it.
Don't worry, I've got it under control. I have it written down here. It will be taken care of.
Thank you, Randy. Raven Kid says drafted first over Luka. That's right. Paid big money and starts. DeAndre Ayton, definitely a bigger disappointment than Poole. If he sucks after Curry and Clay are gone, then that's a discussion.
I mean, to me, they're being paid about the same. It's like the cap hit is the same. And quite frankly, right now, the result on the court is very similar.
Well, the difference is that Poole is supposed to be the second coming of Curry. And when, like he says, Curry and Clay are gone, Poole is supposed to be left behind to carry that torch. He can't even carry their jockstrap, as people always say.
Yeah. And of course, you have to realize the Warriors are really proud of this guy. I mean, this is somebody that they spent a lot of hours and time in player development and extra coaching to get him to a level where they felt comfortable paying him a $32 million contract over a $32 million contract a year deal over the next 4 years. And it is absolutely killing them because they don't have the flexibility that they're used to having to say, okay, we're missing something. Let's pivot in the offseason and go get that. They actually can't now.
Fantastic. Waldo says, I thought you can't have your cake and eat it too. I'm Jeffrey O'Brien. Heavy Metal Maniac says, there is such a thing as monkey bread. I wonder if it contains monkey. Can we focus that I want cake?
I've had the monkey bread. It does not.
What does it taste like?
It's like a sweet bread. It's a kind of soft, little doughy.
You could pretend it has monkey in it. That would make you feel better. Fighting Wampa says, do or do not. There is no try, Jordan Poole. Big George says, but monkey meat's not sweet. For the last time, I don't want the actual meat. I want this. Oh, shut up. Against the Spread says, unfortunately, the world leader in sweet monkey meat industry is now closed. The Chinese government bulldozed the Wuhan wet market years ago to avoid any international investigation. Again, I don't really want monkey meat. It's just a saying that I wanted to eat my words.
What radio show do you think you are listening to? We don't want to talk about that. I don't care.
Radio Ron says, yes, the Daily Diva. Oh
boy.
I see how it is, Ron. Yeah. I bet if you wanted to eat your words in cake form, you'd eat them. You'd get them. You'd get your way. This ain't about Diva. This is just my birthday. How much do I ask for? I don't ask for much. What have I ever asked for? Just, I want a cake in my words. That's all. Hook'em Hottie says, I can tell you never baked. It's hard to do. I can make donuts because they're easy. Donuts are kind of like cake. I guess if I have to settle, I guess.
Didn't I just tell you? I have this under control.
Thank you, Randy. Last Optimist says, all the letter cakes I've seen were made from arranged cupcakes. No, I will not accept that. Cliff Dingleberry says, my wife decorates cakes. I got you. All right, Cliff Dingleberry, you and Randy need to hook up on this. Rough Rob says, DeAndre Ayton has scored a triple-double. Longest time is just he disappeared on the floor. Well, again, so the speculation is Chris Paul's not there to feed him. And the other players, I've seen them. I don't think they trust him. They don't trust him to do with the ball what needs to be done. You're going to move the ball around a bunch. You're going to shove it into DeAndre, and he's going, and it goes nowhere. And you're running back on the floor going, why did I do that?
I mean, yeah, I just think worry about the results. If he makes the shot, he makes the shot. If he doesn't, he doesn't. If he's not making shots, obviously you can't give him the ball. But I don't care what it looks like, really. The problem with him is that the effort just isn't there. And that's going to be the biggest issue regarding trust. Like if I'm running around through a million screens trying to get open and this dude's barely shuffling his feet, that makes it hard for everybody to trust him. Yeah.
CK. Oh, I like this. He calls you Keandre. That's actually a name for a kid. You should name one of your kids Keandre.
I actually knew Keandre.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
He says, Keandre is right. Keep the tempo fast. Suns need to continue to be at least plus 10 in fast break points. And it's okay if Joker Murray get theirs, make them work for it. But the Suns need to hold everyone else from getting theirs. Well, I'll tell you what, it's also what I said was a recipe for success for the Warriors. Just, I thought you could just sort of outrun the Lakers and gas them, but Not LeBron. Yes, Anthony Davis. You can gas him. You can't gas LeBron. That guy is just a beast. I can't understand at his age how he's able to keep doing it at the pace. He's always there. But as far as it goes with the Denver Nuggets, we have seen Jokic. This is how you know when he's tired. His tell, he grabs his he wipes his face with his sleeve, his strap, his tank top thing. He's always doing that. And he's like, you could see the scars on his arms get darker because he's all red from being exhausted.
Yeah, that
makes me happy.
Yeah. And you just need more of that. Is he going to get his? Yeah. I do think that limiting the other guys for Denver is actually really hard to do. That's a good group of guys. Aaron Gordon, I think, is a really high energy dude that's really fun to watch. But if you can keep them off the 3-point line, that's like the real key, because that's where they killed the Suns game one, was just the threes were just constant. I think that Monty and Phoenix have done a really good job of keeping them away from the 3-point line for the remainder of the series, even in that game 2 loss.
Hefty Lefty says sweetbreads are neither sweet nor bread. Oh my God. I just why? Twitty, it says, sounds like the dog in the background was disappointed in Ayton's performance. Oh my God. Can I tell you? I forgot to tell you this. I tried to get video of it, but I could. My dog Buddy was barking at DeAndre Ayton. I'm serious. During one of those plays, he's sitting there because I think what it is, my dog's very smart. I think he saw me yelling at DeAndre Ayton. So the next time DeAndre Ayton had the ball, my dog starts barking at him. So like the whole family's like, oh, DeAndre Ayton. Wiz says, how about DeAndre Ayton for Poole? That makes no sense. And I'm this close to giving you a 2-minute penalty, Wiz, for that suggestion. I'm close. Not going to do it, but I'm close.
You mean something that would help neither team?
Yeah, like completely just pointless.
Though I will say it probably would help Golden State a whole lot more, because
if you want to spend a lot of money but suck in a different direction, yeah, great idea. Let's do that. Rainy City Bitch Pigeon says, can't we just use icing to write out touch my monkey on it? No, and it's not touch my monkey. It's sweet monkey meat. Bite My Kebab says, hey, Jeffrey, make sure you order your sweet monkey meat cake without nuts. You might be allergic. Well, I'm not allergic. Rough Rob says Ayton lost his heart to play. That's what I meant with the cowardly lion remark last week. Sorry I missed that. Yeah, but I'll tell you what, you're right. I don't know what is going on with his head. Here's a list of things that'd be going on in DeAndre Ayton's head. One, and what I mean by that is he really thinks he's doing all that he needs to do and can do. He thinks that everything he's doing is correct. I don't believe that that's even possibly true, but that's one.
He has acknowledged that he hasn't. So I assume that that's not it.
2, he's being extra careful to not get hurt because he just wants to show up and do what he needs to do to get that money and nothing more. He's just trying to go as far as he can without getting hurt.
Which, sure, though, if you get hurt, they still have to pay you.
Or 3, he's got a grudge against Monty. He's like, I'll show him.
Telling you, he's pouting. He's pouting. He doesn't get the ball enough. He's not part of the all the spotlight. I'm telling you, to me, this has all the markings of a guy who is pouting.
What I see from DeAndre Ayton, especially when he goes up against other high level bigs, is there's one moment where they just kind of crush him and he never recovers. And what Jokic has been doing to him this series, he just hasn't recovered, and he's just not the most mentally strong person in terms of his will.
Way to hang in there.
He's a cupcake
because he just doesn't have that.
We're not doing cupcakes, Randy. We're not doing cupcakes.
No, I'm not talking about your birthday cake. I've already got your birthday cake covered. I already have it
thank you.
under control. I wish you would just back your blood pressure down just a second here. I've got this under control. I already have in my mind what I want. I got to go to a custom bakery. I'll get it taken care of. Don't worry about it. Now, as far as DeAndre Ayton, call him Cupcake because he's soft.
Call him Charmin.
That's another good one.
Whatever applies. And I
Charmin
Stay Puff.
And I
Charmin Ayton.
And he's
Charmin
soft
Ayton.
in the worst way.
The Charmin Ayton.
Which
The
is
Charmin Ayton. There you go.
Like mentally soft is like the worst thing that you could be. And he just has not recovered this series, and I don't think that he will.
Fighting Wampa says, FYI, the Tin Man needed a heart the Cowardly Lion needed courage. You are correct, Fighting Wampa. You are correct.
Feels like Aiton kind of needs a little both.
Nurse Scratchit says that instead of saying WTF, say sweet monkey meat. Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
Sweet monkey meat.
Or SMM if you're doing it like a text. Hashtag SMM. Sweet monkey meat. See what I'm saying?
Sweet monkey meat. All right, so let's take a look at the betting angle on this. As I told you, the Denver Nuggets are favored. 5.5 is the spread. Is that going to be closer, or is it going to be probably one team will be up by 10 or more at the end of this thing?
I think this series has been pretty close. There hasn't been really any blowouts in this series. It's usually been within reach. I would say that's a good thing, and I would take the Suns to cover the spread.
What do you say, Keon?
I would say the same. The average of this series, the Suns have averaged 117 points a game. The Nuggets have averaged 114 a game. So I would say that just the way that the series has gone, it's going to be a close game. It's going to be another close one.
All right, the money line for Denver is minus 225, plus 185 on the Suns. But let's talk about the over-under, 227.5. What do you got, Randy? Over or under?
Over.
You're going to go over.
Give me over.
I don't know. I kind of feeling an under on this, but I think that you're going to see a lot more attention to every possession. I think you're going to see a lot more, swarming defense. I don't know that either side is going to have the kind of offensive output that they have. I think that there's going to be adjustments made on both sides. I'm feeling close, but under. What do you say, Keon?
I tend to agree. I think under, just because the way the Suns have been playing defense has been really, really awesome, but also the way that they have to rely on kind of a streaky bench just kind of leads me to believe that they'll score enough to win. But I don't think that they're going to be able to just, blow them out or torture them or anything. And Denver, Jokic is doing like a lot of the scoring. So I just think we're going to hit the under because the defense has been good in the series.
All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we have a few more random things that we need to talk about, but I feel like we're going to get at least most of a good hour worth of NFL football. This is Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
At Taco Bell, we like to keep mornings simple because before 11 a.m., you're not down for whatever. No. You're not interested in trying new things. No. You want a breakfast that's toned down and delicious, like the Breakfast Crunch Wrap with fluffy eggs, sausage, melty cheese, and a crispy hash brown and a grilled tortilla.
I want to eat that.
See? You may not be a morning person, but it's morning, and you're a person. Taco Bell breakfast, served until 11 a.m. At participating Taco Bell stores during breakfast hours only while supplies last.
Welcome back to the quickest podcast ever, brought to you by Kohl's. Today's topic, procrastination. Leave it to me to last minute shop for Mother's Day.
It snuck up on me too. Luckily, Kohl's has gifts for under $50, like Sephora beauty favorites, comfy activewear, the latest tech.
Wow, not bad for the last minute.
Right? I found something so perfect for all the moms in my life.
Yep, I'm convinced. Here I come, Kohl's.
Select styles, Sephora coupons, and Kohl's Cash do not apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Psst, hey, Mark, remember, getting help from Progressive is so easy. You can use the mobile app, chat with us online, or call us.
And you pick now to tell me.
I couldn't miss Little Grace's ballet recital. Oh, thanks for inviting me, by the way.
Did I?
Because I'm always here for you.
Yeah. I can use the mobile app if I need help. Sorry, you're in my wife's seat, though.
Oh, yeah, I gotta go anyway. Tell Grace she nailed her chassé.
Get the help you need from Progressive with our mobile app, online chat, or over the phone. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers.
Think for a moment about how much time you spend planning your vacation. Now, think about how much time you spend planning for retirement. Maybe it's time to change your focus. Maybe it's time to take a trip.
I'm Mo Ansari, host of Market Wrap and president of Compact Asset Management. My team of certified financial planners uses a target retirement income planning model, or TRIP. TRIP is an important tool which we use to evaluate investment strategies and lifetime income products. Then we use that information to determine the best strategy that could provide you with the financial security you seek and the peace of mind you deserve. Call Compact Asset Management at 1-800-388-9700 for your comprehensive, customized TRIP report with specific recommendations designed just for you. Call 1-800-388-9700. That's 1-800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor. Funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA, SIPC.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Arizona's new home for sports. Daily Blender here on 1580. The Fanatic got word from Against the Spread about tonight's game. He says he likes the Suns to win tonight. They have the momentum. Keon's right about the pace of play, and Monty's figuring out that bench. Watch Ayton's minutes tonight. In the past two games, his minutes are decreasing rapidly. Pale Ryder offers you a better chance inside because he doesn't take those stupid outside shots that DA takes, leaving nobody in the post to rebound them. But also, yeah, there is a lot more effort on defense. There's a lot more hustle. And I tell you what, Landale tires out Jokic. You can see it. He exhausts him.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing I like about him. But I do think that Against the Spread is making a really good point about the shots that DA takes. I think he's a really good mid-range shooter, especially at his size. But what they always tell you is when you take long shots, the rebounds are longer. So they're harder to track down. If you get to the basket and you miss, they're shorter rebounds. They're easier to get. And I think that also plays a part in it too.
Well, a frustrating thing about DeAndre Ayton that I've noticed, remember I always say that little thing he does like that? He kind of rolls it. He rolls it in and it bounces, but he doesn't try to get the rebound.
That is the biggest problem. Like when you look at somebody and he's like, he's the newest, most street clothes as of late. But Zion Williamson is somebody who will go to the basket. And because he's undersized, sometimes he doesn't get the best shot up. He's the first guy up in the air to get the rebound. So that's one of the things.
And you hear the words, "Oops," like he cares. You gotta care.
If you're going to be at the basket, like I don't care how you do it. I mean, you look at somebody like Hakeem Olajuwon, who had that nice finger roll as well. Didn't really do a whole lot of dunking, but I mean, Olajuwon would be the first guy up at the basket to get his rebound if he was short or if it rolled out or whatever. And I think that plays a huge factor in that desire, that heart that you're talking about.
Nothing wrong with being a finesse player. I mean, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had the skyhook. I mean, he would kill you with that skyhook. He would roll off somebody blocking him from the basket, and he just do that little skyhook thing and just devastate teams with that. If DeAndre would just do something like that instead of flaring out and trying to hit those little jump shots, because then Kareem was right there to pick up any rebounds if it happened to miss. If it doinked off the metal, he was right there to go in and get it.
Yeah. No, you're right. There is a difference between one half-ass attempt and then going, oh well. But if you can finesse, but back it up.
Yeah, I mean, you not everybody's going to be Shaq tearing the rim off the basket. Some people are going to be Olajuwon. Some people are going to be Tim Duncan, where it is going to be more of a finger roll. But if you actually give a damn, you'll be able to either get the shot off or get the rebound.
It's the whole giving a damn part, right? That's the whole whole thing right there.
It's unfortunate.
888-368-1580. Charles Barkley cracks me up. Charles Barkley just don't give a crap. He got paid. He got paid, and he doesn't even care about anything anymore.
Still getting paid.
Yeah,
apparently.
No. Yeah. So he came out recently. He's like, all right, these basketball games are boring tonight. Let's all go watch some hockey. It's like, you're on a basketball show and you're now telling the audience to leave and watch hockey. But he's like, well, you do fire me. I can do what I want. So then the next thing he did was on a podcast. This is one that kind of perked my ear up. But at the end of it, I'm still not mad. Here's what he said. He says, I would never listen to any sport on the radio. I would never
turn on the radio and listen to a game. I think that's the stupidest thing in the world.
Well, he comes from a generation that never had to do that.
Well, but listen, we all listen to games on the radio. He says I'm a visual person when it comes to sports. I wouldn't want to listen to it on the radio. I got a TV. It's a new thing, flat screen. Well, that just means that Charles Barkley is a man of limited imagination, because when you're driving down the road, you can't watch the game.
Yeah.
You can hear the game, and you have people like Kevin Harlan saying, going from left to right on your radio dial, that you can kind of picture what the game is, doing
exactly
from what the people are saying. Yeah. But Charles Barkley, he's like, no way. There's no way I can do it. I can't do it. I got to have the pictures. Well, that just says more about Charles Barkley than it does about a radio broadcast.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
But like he said, if he's visual like that, to where that just takes precedence over everything. Like for me, I'm very auditory. So listening to games on the radio, growing up, that was something that was always really cool to me, because being able to imagine it, especially if you had a really great broadcaster. Kevin Harlan is kind of the gold standard right now, and just it's absurd how much information he crams into a small amount of space. He helps you imagine it, and I think that's a really cool thing. But if Charles is a visual guy and that just doesn't register for him, well, then it doesn't.
Charles also likes to say crap just to piss people off. He also said that he wouldn't have listened to Vince Scully even given the opportunity.
Huh. Yeah,
come on, man.
Well,
come on.
That's too bad for him.
His loss, because he did have the opportunity. He was alive when Vince Scully was broadcasting. He was never in Los Angeles.
Listen, I would rather listen to Vince Scully call a game than watch the damn thing on TV.
Yes,
that's what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
No, you're absolutely right. But I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad about it. Not even a little bit. All right. So we just have a couple of more things to talk about before we get to football. Okay. One of them is more gambling violations. Iowa State has notified the NCAA of sports betting allegations involving football players.
Oh,
at least this time it ain't the coach, right?
Yeah, that's true.
All these gambling cases are going up. So now here's the thing. The way of stopping this is a database. If you are gambling, your name pops up as a player, somebody's getting notified. And to do gambling online, they got to know who you are. You have to provide some information, some ID. There's nothing that stops you from telling your friend, hey, do me a favor, put a bet on that for me. All right, nothing stops that. But as far as everything else goes, maybe that's the way of going after this is, that database of names of players and people, like, okay, red flag. And I think they're already doing it. But, to try to stop, because these players, and in some cases coaches, betting on these games, this is heading a really bad area.
Yeah, and I wonder sometimes if we didn't bring this in too quickly, the sports betting and how we did it without the proper safeguards to make sure that people weren't going to be betting on games, and that stupid young athletes because they're young, so they're just going to do things that they didn't think all the way through.
15 players across multiple reports for Iowa State.
Yeah, that's and if it's Iowa State, it can't just be Iowa State.
To be fair, there is nothing else to do in Iowa. Nothing.
That's a good point, but Iowa State, there's nothing to do in Iowa. But
I don't even know if gambling's legal. Because nobody goes there and comes back and tells anyone.
Disagree.
There's nothing to do in Iowa.
If you're in Iowa, you can go to the tractor pulls.
You just all you're doing is thinking about how to get out of Iowa.
You can practice falconry.
Falconry.
Yeah. Skeet shooting. They do that a lot in Iowa.
In the Iowa, yeah.
Yeah.
Iowa has got to be the most boring state in the union.
Well, you say that, but there are college athletics programs in Idaho.
Idaho is not the same as Iowa.
Montana.
Idaho's beautiful.
Idaho at least has potatoes.
Yeah, beautiful, but there's only so much things you could do with potatoes before you.
Have you seen the Coeur d'Alene, the lake there, the Coeur d'Alene Lake? Oh my God, it's like Lake Michigan. It's huge.
Don't underestimate my creativity with potatoes, Keon.
That's
okay.
true.
That's fair.
Yeah, Jeffrey is quite the potato carver.
I'm Irish.
He's an artiste.
Well, all right. So, we're 30 states into gambling, 20 more to go. Just assume every state's going to be doing it soon. And they're going to have to figure out how to police this, because that is a bad thing when you got players, fixing games, trying to make money gambling on themselves. So
and as much and I think it's probably going to be something that pops up a lot in college, because we talk about the NIL, but the NIL helps the big time players. It helps the big time stars. Most of the NIL money is going to like 20% of the athletes. The other 80% are sitting there watching these other people make all this money. And then here's an opportunity with sports betting to maybe make some of your own money, on the side. I think there's going to be a jealousy factor involved there that's going to drive a lot of this.
How do you fix a game if you suck so much you can't win a game? How do you do that? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I don't think the guys suck. I just don't think they're famous.
Big George says, whoa. Why is Keon dissing Idaho? I didn't know he was.
Just seems like a state that doesn't have a whole lot going on.
Mountains are beautiful. There's a lot of outdoor activities.
Oh, it is beautiful there.
That's true. That doesn't mean there's a whole lot to do, but that depends
Iowa
on how you feel about the outdoors.
Iowa and Kansas.
Oh, yeah,
There's a whole lot of nothing.
Kansas is just prairie and farmland.
Parlay J says, hey, shout out to Idaho. Thanks for the potatoes. Hefty Lefty says, North Dakota has entered the chat.
I had a friend that moved to North Dakota. I haven't heard from him since.
Yeah, you'll never hear from him again.
Yeah.
Last Optimist says, pretty sure they were all betting the under on their own game. Smart. Boomer Sooner says, there is something to do in Iowa. Escape. That's what I was saying. Plot it. That's it. You get together with people, try to figure out ways out of that horrible place.
The thing is, I don't think it's fair to assume that these athletes aren't good. It's just that if you don't play,
they're in Iowa. So
I mean, yeah, but Iowa State is a Power 5 program.
Corn mazes there. Lots of corn mazes.
There's a lot of corn.
Just because it happens to be in Iowa doesn't mean that these athletes
going out
are bad at what they're doing.
Going out in the wheat fields and making those spooky
crop
circles. Yeah, those crop circles.
Yeah. Nobody in Iowa is smart enough to do the math on the crop circle, so they just end up like mowing down.
Well, that's why they have the college kids. They go out there and do that.
I guess the spread says, speaking of broadcasting, did you guys hear about the Suns' new TV deal? Basically, Ishbia fired Bally's, and the Suns are going to be broadcast on a local TV station. You can get with an antenna, stream for free.
Yeah.
Sometimes the future is the past.
You're right.
Say what you will about Ishbia. That was a brilliant move. I think all of us can sure appreciate.
Mr. Kendricks, would you please consider? Please. Sir.
Big George says, all right, Kansas is fine to diss. Who are you to make the rules on what states we diss, Big George? You're in California. Don't get us started. 888-368-1580. And, Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh is a weird cat, man.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he's upset about people not mowing their own yards.
Okay.
He says, I like to mow my lawn. It accomplishes three things. I'm clearing my mind. I'm thinking of new plays out there, and I feel good about what I accomplish. I either make money or I save money. I mow my own yard. And then he's like, it makes me sad. I'll drive around Ann Arbor. It used to be kids mowing the lawns, and now there's a crew and a truck at every house. Where are these kids at? They should be mowing the lawns and making money.
Inside in the basement, they're playing the Xbox or the PlayStation.
And probably not doing as good a job as the crews of landscapers were.
Yeah,
that's also true. But they don't want to. The kids don't want to. I have to hire a crew because I don't have time, and it's too hot. I mean, to hell with that, But if I lived like in Colorado or Oregon, I'd be like Forrest Gump, sitting down in my little riding mower, doing the yard, loving life. Hell yeah. Oh, I would love to garden and do stuff. I ain't got time for that. And Jim Harbaugh, I guess, has plenty of time for that.
Yeah, well, good for him. I mean, if somebody wants to mow their yard, like not everybody enjoys that.
But he's right. Kids don't have any kind of motivation to do that stuff anymore, do they?
Not anymore. No.
We've given them too much. At least we should take more things away from them.
Yeah, I agree.
In fact, I think we should just do it randomly. You see a kid, just grab their phone and run.
I think what I'm going to do is call up my kids. They're all grown now. Yeah. I'm just going to start randomly taking things away from them.
You're grounded from your car.
Yeah.
I'll come over and pick it up in the morning.
Yeah.
But I have to go to work.
Just leave the key out there.
Nurse Scratchit says, wish I hadn't been listening to the radio driving when Charles and team lost the finals. You were listening on the radio. Yeah.
Oh, when Charles Barkley and the Suns lost. Yeah.
I had to see it. Danny Ainge, God damn it. Put your hands up. Oh, God. I would have rather heard it on the radio than have to have that image burned in my mind.
Did you hear Nurse Scratchet? Did you hear the great Al McCoy on the call there, or was it some network guy?
It would have been Al McCoy for sure.
Hope it was.
I don't know if I saw that correctly. Did it look like Joel Embiid was bleeding from his knee? Because
where are you looking at? Where
he's watching the TV. It looks like.
All of a sudden, he's just talking about something we're not talking about.
Yeah, I know. Not to change the subject, but
talking about the great Al McCoy, and he's going.
Did Al McCoy take a crowbar to Joel Embiid's knee? What is he even doing there? It's very confusing. Boomer Sooner says, Keon, sorry, Skippy, Iowa Power 5? I don't think so.
But they are. I mean, they're in the Big 12. And Iowa's in the Big 10, and Iowa State's in the Big 12. I mean, that's Power 5. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. These are the facts.
Hefty Lefty says, I got my wife a coupon for Mother's Day so I can mow her lawn whenever she wants.
Hey-oh!
It's awfully big of you.
Hey-oh!
Twittiot says, I'm fairly certain all the college athletes being disciplined for betting were forewarned not to. Sounds like the betting apps are doing the right thing by turning them in. You're damn right, Twittiot. All right, guys, 2 hours down and 1 to go. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go, shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Today on Hey Culligan, how smart is your water? Here's Tracy.
Hey, Culligan. I think my water might be dumb.
Good news, Tracy. Your water's not dumb. It's just not talking to you.
You can make my water talk.
No, but the new Culligan Smart Drinking Water System can talk to your phone to tell you when your water filters need changing and help you meet drinking water goals.
Now that's some brilliant H2O.
You said it, Tracy, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test with a local Culligan water expert at Culligan.com.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
80% of youth in Arizona don't drink, smoke, or use drugs. Want to know the reason why? It's you. Kids say not disappointing their parents is one of the main reasons they choose not to drink or use drugs. Visit TalkNowAZ.com because while you might worry you aren't getting through, you are. Keep it up and stay up to date about the latest Arizona drug trends at TalkNowAZ.com. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
Hey everybody, it's Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. For years, I've been telling you about refinancing, new home loans, all the great stuff that the Lund Mortgage Team can help you with from start to finish. Now, things have gotten a little crazy, right? The rates were bouncing all over the place. Now they're officially higher than they've been in a long time. And now more than ever, I think it's important to have a mortgage professional that has been there, done that. Any Yahoo can sell you a mortgage when it's 2.75%. Those people are going away. The real professionals are the ones that are staying in business and helping their clients through this kind of tough time out there as far as mortgage rates are concerned. Those people are the Lund Mortgage Team. Matt Oliver, Lisa Lund, they've owned this team for a long time, over 2 decades in the Valley. They are the best in the business, and they will walk you through the process, whether it's refinancing now or probably more importantly, a new home loan. Let them do all the heavy lifting for you. Call today, 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940 or online, lundmortgage.com.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K2.2 Round Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
People settle down because it's time for what?
Showtime. When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's It's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. All right, so we're here to talk football now, right? Can we talk football now?
Yes,
Absolutely. Yes.
Well, before we do that, Boomer Sooner wants to argue with Keon over Iowa. Says, sorry, Keon, but to my point, Power 5 in Iowa just doesn't flow.
But they're in it. Like, if you look it up, they're there. You don't have to feel like it is, but they're there. I don't even
Cecil
have.
agrees.
I don't even think that there's anything to
Pretty
argue.
sure Cecil's on your side, Keon.
King Kitten says, I was listening to Al McCoy at the end of both of the last two Suns NBA finals. Oh, yeah. That's hard. Nurse Scratch It says, of course it was Al. I sometimes watch TV and listen to the radio, too. Yeah, if only there was a way to sync those up perfectly, I think people would do that more. I would certainly do that more with Monday Night Football and get Kevin Harlan doing that for me. It's just that I think radio is ahead of TV, right? So you'd have to pause your radio, which I don't think they have that. So anyways, let's talk about the Arizona Cardinals for a moment, shall we?
If we have to.
Are you feeling doom and gloom, Randy?
Yes.
I'm going to give you some good news.
Good news.
The Cardinals have claimed Andre Chachere off the waivers. Andre Chachere.
Who?
He's a cornerback. Andre Chachere.
Never heard of the guy.
He was an undrafted free agent. Played for the Eagles in 21. And played a lot of special teams.
Okay.
20 tackles. 1 tackle for a loss.
Special teams guy, probably.
Chachere. You know, so I mean,
and he played, you say he played for the Eagles?
Yeah, for a minute.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
All right, so yeah, you got a guy on defense. I'm just trying to give you some good news.
Okay.
You always seem so down about
it's not going to be. Come on, I mean, let's just face the music here. It's not going to be a great season for my Cardinals. But go ahead. What else do we have?
Well, I want to give you good news before I give you the bad news.
All right.
You have the 11th toughest schedule in the NFL this season.
Huh?
It's not good. You're at 11. Unless what?
Your goal is to be up in the draft.
Oh, that's right.
In which case that works out perfectly.
Because as we've said, if you play your cards wrong, you will have 11 draft picks in 2024, 2 first rounders, possibly the number 1 pick. You could end up with your choice of quarterbacks. Now, Caleb Williams, that would be the biggest choice right there. That'd be the guy, right? That would be the guy. But there's other guys too. There are other guys. So if you get like second, who's another guy, Keon? Right off the top of your head.
Drake May, quarterback, North Carolina.
Mave, that's right. And they're both in their junior season, and they're both probably getting ready to jump, man. And so tell us about Mave. We've heard a lot about Caleb Williams. Tell us about Mave so Randy can get excited.
Drake May is awesome because he's got a lot of similar traits to what Caleb Williams offers. He's got a big time arm. He's incredibly mobile, very bright. And I think that he's a really good leader too. And playing in the system that he's in, they throw the football a lot, and he doesn't make a ton of mistakes.
Yeah. Listen, this guy in his first year, he was the ACC Rookie and Offensive Player of the Year. 4,321 passing yards, 38 touchdowns, and only 7 interceptions. Even if you don't get Caleb Williams, you could get serious about May.
Maybe.
No, just May. There's no B. Just May.
Okay.
Yeah. And then there's some other guys. Quinn Ewers is still out there. Michael Penis Jr. And Bo Nix.
Yeah, and I like Bo Nix a lot. He's somebody I think could really jump this year.
Bo Nix is from Oregon. Michael Penis Jr. is from Washington. And Quinn Ewers is from Texas.
I believe the name is Penix.
That's what I said. Michael Penis Jr. Washington.
But Penix is sharp too. He's a little on the smaller side, but we're starting to realize that doesn't really seem to matter to NFL teams a ton.
If we're gonna draft a quarterback, he better be about 6'5".
Yep, I think it matters to the Cardinals.
Solid as a rock.
How tall is
250 pounds.
Caleb Williams is big. Let me see here.
Needs to run the world record in the 100 meters, and he's got to have an arm second to none.
He has to be ambidextrous.
Yes.
Well, no ambidextrous.
Caleb Williams like Patrick Mahomes, only 10 times better.
Is 6'1", but he's 215. That's a solid dude. He can take some hits.
6'1" is way taller than Kyler Murray.
And then the mobility for him, when you have him running outside of the pocket, he's going to survive a lot of hits that a lot of guys are probably going to fold.
You may want to go May. Can I tell you why, Keon? Because somebody is putting their tainted fingertips on Caleb Williams right now. And his name is Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah.
He is being coached right now.
Yeah.
At USC by Cliff Kingsbury. He's not the coach, but he's working with the quarterback.
That's a hard no for me.
I'm more with Cliff Kingsbury doesn't have input into what is going on here. I'm not going to worry about Cliff Kingsbury in that regard. Caleb Williams is an awesome football player. He's going to be an awesome pro. And to pass on him for that reason, I wouldn't.
So I was reading this thing. Josh Weinfuss, he's the local Cardinals guy, and speculating on what it would take for the Cardinals to be in the quarterback market for 2024. And the big problem is all that guaranteed money lying there, getting ready to go. And, but it's not impossible to think that they could talk Bidwell into I remember you've called me crazy. You've called me crazy when I said
I have.
You as in everybody.
Okay.
So what? You have paid him all that money. Draft that next quarterback. Let's say you get Caleb Williams, play Caleb. You're sitting Kyler. The outcome is the same. You're winning games.
And that's where I just disagree strongly. The outcome is not the same.
Sure it is.
Hold on.
It's happening over here.
Hold on. You cannot help the new quarterback win games when the $30 million of offensive line and wide receiver talent and defense to help him is going to a guy that is holding a clipboard on a bench. Trade him.
But let me ask you.
Trade him.
Oh, yes, trade him if you can. I'm not saying don't trade him.
Oh, no.
I never said that.
I don't care what it takes. Get him off the books. Cut him. Get him off the books. You cannot have him on the books.
Remember when Deshaun Watson was just sitting around doing nothing and they're like, you're fine over there. Do that if you have to. But I don't think there's any reason you can't move on from Kyler Murray if you really felt like it.
Move on, but don't keep him. Having both that's the part
we're not disagreeing on that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is crazy. That's what I'm objecting to. The idea that you have them both and it's like paying one guy the other thing. It's like because the money that you could use to help him.
But if nobody takes him, you have no other choice. I'm still going to draft the guy who's going to help me win.
Well, then release him. You can't have that money on your books. Get the new guy.
If you release him though, once you have the money,
you will, but for a year.
That's a good point.
As opposed to indefinitely because you just kept him for some reason.
By the way,
you're gonna have to eat it for a year. Yeah.
76ers came to Boston to play. They are now up 42-27 in the second quarter. Anyways, sorry. Again, back to this though, the possibility of that. I don't know. I mean.
I already heard that they've talked about shopping Kyler before. I saw some reports
about
that. So this regime is not tied to Kyler Murray.
No, not this regime.
And when you come in, you tell the owner that listen, if you want me here, that's fine. But I'm going to see what the quarterback is. I'm going to evaluate him. And if I don't like him, I'm going to move on.
You got to make the math make sense. You know what I'm saying? You got to make the math make sense to Bidwell. We're going to lose a bunch of money, but think about the money you've lost. Just pretend it went to this guy who's winning us a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? You got to get in that mindset. He's not going to win
you a Super Bowl if the other guy is taking the money. You're not winning a Super Bowl with this offensive line and those receivers.
We got better. The Cardinals' offensive line has gotten better.
It has gotten better, but it still needs
help.
I
don't feel like it was the problem when Kyler Murray had a contactless injury. I don't think that the Cardinals team is so far out of it. Caleb Williams shows up and starts to ball out. You're looking at your 12-win team again.
I understand that wasn't specifically the cause of the injury, But you watch the Cardinals play offense this past
It was
season,
his Shetland
and
pony
everybody wanted to just run up the middle of that offensive line. It collapsed all the time. It's never been good. And that means that a quarterback who already is going to struggle to see the middle of the field is going to struggle even more because the middle of the line immediately collapsed.
Caleb Williams has 6 inches on Kyler Murray. Easy.
Itty bitty Shetland pony legs. That's why
They're adorable. They're adorable. I love watching them
But
run.
you need the line to hold up. It doesn't matter. I don't care how much bigger the quarterback is if the line, especially in the middle, isn't great.
Caleb Williams is the kind of player who, he can do both. He can see down the field, or he can mobilize.
Just get rid of Kyler if you're bringing in Caleb.
He's
Just get rid of him.
That really bothers you. That
because it's a waste of resources.
Okay. I get you on the 1 year thing, but for that 1 year, if Kyler's just sitting there, in a chair, and Caleb's out there doing everything, you're not paying that much more. I'm just saying it doesn't make a difference to me.
If you lose Kyler the following year, you have the resources to help. So the faster you move on getting rid of that, because it gets bigger every single year you keep Kyler.
Let's just agree that we are agreeing, but I am okay if we failed that first year to get rid of Kyler. It doesn't matter. Just get rid of him as soon as you can, but that shouldn't stop you from getting Caleb Williams.
Correct. I agree on that point. That get Caleb Williams, but there's no let's pretend that Kyler, the money is going to Caleb.
I can do that in my head easy.
But to me, the money is not going to Caleb because the money that should be going to Caleb's weapons, the money that should be going to Caleb's defense, it's not going.
I can convince myself of many things,
but it's not.
I don't care what you say. I can convince myself. I'd be happy with it.
He's gonna kind of have a lot of weapons already, isn't he? If he comes to Arizona.
What?
Well, yeah. I mean, we're an open carry state.
What?
Well, I'm talking about a football team.
Oh,
what
receivers, running game.
Here?
Yeah. If Caleb Williams were to come,
we got Hollywood Brown. Who else we got?
D-Hop. Right now,
yeah, D-Hop ain't going anywhere at the moment.
Not at the moment.
Dortch. You got Dortch.
How much
Dortch?
How much
Dortch?
Okay.
Is it Greg Dortch? Is that his name? Greg Dortch.
He's a good football player, but come on.
He's going to be great this year.
And
Greg Dortch is going to lead the NFL.
Contract is up after next year with D-Hop.
So, I mean, he doesn't want the moon. Maybe he wants to stay.
Maybe he does, but you're gonna have to pay for it. I would rather try and draft another receiver.
Atlanta has already shown an interest in a little Kyler Murray and his Shetland pony legs. They've already shown an interest. And if Monty Osenford is that kind of a guy, he's probably got that on simmer right now, just kind of sitting back there on the burner back there, just kind of simmering.
And I think
kind of working, just
and I hope he pulls it off.
He's just kind of working, and then he'll talk to him every once in a while, do a little, he'll bait that hook with the different kinds of bait and cast out in that pool. You see what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, one of these times they're going to bite on it. Whammo! And then off to Atlanta goes Kyler in his little Shetland pony leg.
Now I kind of wish I had a carrot.
A carrot?
No, you're talking about ponies. I started thinking about carrots.
Shetland ponies like the carrot? I thought they like the sugar cubes better.
I like those little baby carrots.
Are their mouths big enough for I guess they would be for the carrots.
I feel like I'm doing baby carrot genocide. And they just...
You were doing baby carrot genocide?
I like baby carrots. I feel like it should be weird eating anything called baby anything.
Does Alex get those in the bag?
Oh, yeah.
Kim gets those in those big Ziploc bags.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like those.
Yeah, you just buy one carrot in your mouth.
I bet you could do that for a Shetland pony, like Kyler.
You probably remember if
right out of your hand.
If you're gonna feed Kyler Murray or a Shetland, you got to keep your fingers out like that. Don't hold it like this, like that, or they'll bite your finger.
They'll bite your fingers. Yeah.
Hook'em Hottie says radio play-by-play is so much better than TV. I'd go to Iowa before I'd go to OU too. By the way, fair enough. Hefty Lefty says you got to hire an extra staff member if you draft Williams, though. Somebody needs to do his nails before every game.
Oh boy. Boy.
What's he talking
about? I don't know what he's talking about.
What are you talking about, Hefty Lefty?
He's a diva and he's from USC. Spoiled children.
Oh, I see.
Oh, gotcha.
He's got to have one of those.
The guy can play ball.
Guys.
I do not care.
I got bad news for you there, Keon. Your Commandos have the 8th toughest strength of schedule. If I'm reading this right.
Yeah.
You got a tough year ahead of you.
And unlike the Cardinals, I think the Commanders feel like they have to win. You got the new ownership coming in. A bad season means that the staff is not going to make it. If they don't make the playoffs, they're all gone. They're all gone.
I have it pretty easy. My Colts have the 29th strength of schedule. So like the fourth easiest schedule for the Colts, which I'm actually not happy about because I want to be high in the draft. You know, I don't want to win too many games. I want to be in the running for Caleb Williams.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, then there is one way to do that, which is to just go Anthony Richardson, trial by fire.
I'm fine with that. He needs to learn.
Why do you want to go high in the draft again? You got your quarterback.
Well, I want more players. And what if
Cardinals have 11 picks next draft? By the way, 11.
I just want. Here's what I want. I want to see Anthony Richards go out there, and if they say, "Golly, it doesn't look like he's picking this up," good. We're gonna go get Caleb Williams next. That's what I want to see.
You know what you are?
Greedy.
You know what you are? You're a greedy quarterback whore. That's what you are.
I am a greedy quarterback whore. Hey, keep your hands off my Andrew Luck, even though he's sitting there reading books and
see.
Don't
quarterback
touch
whore.
him. He's mine.
You're a greedy quarterback whore.
Can't blame me. Can you blame me? Can you blame me?
No.
I don't think we'd probably suck enough to get Caleb Williams.
No, you don't.
No, I really don't think so. You got a super athlete playing the quarterback position, and while he is incredibly raw, the things that you can do with that athleticism are going to make the game easier for him.
We have a new texter on the text line. A new texter, 7176, says Caleb Williams writes swear words on his nails every week, usually beginning with F. Ooh.
Fart?
Okay.
Farfignugan? Hey, 7176, welcome to the show. And don't forget to pick your nifty nickname. It's the only place in life where you get to pick your own nickname is on this text line. Everywhere else, you get horrible ones like, hey, Thunder Thighs, hey, Four Eyes, stuff like that. Here, you could be the coolest nickname you've ever thought of. And if you need help, Randy can help with that too. We have a nice list of potential texter nicknames.
You could be a Batman's Gizmo.
Yeah. We've got a lot of doozies.
Oh, yeah.
So welcome to the show, 7176, and thanks for that. Navy Devil says the Cardinals have guaranteed money for 3 years that they are tied to. It doesn't matter if he's released or traded.
Well, it could matter if he's traded, obviously, because if you're able to get another team to take on some of that, a lot of that, I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility. The Commanders did take on the entirety of the rest of Carson Wentz's contract. So, I mean, you can do it if you've got a good enough GM.
You can do it. Ken Kenton says, I'm still afraid about teasing the Celtics fans. Why? Why would I'm more afraid of Laker fans. They'll cut you. The Laker fans are like the Raider fans. You got to be careful. I had a girl threaten to stab me once because I was at the game yelling, "No means no, Kobe." And this girl about 15 rows down turned around. She's like, "I'm going to cut you." I'm not even kidding. She was very angry.
Yeah.
Did she have something to cut you with?
She was down. I couldn't tell. She was doing like this. So she might have been brandishing. But me and my son were just laughing because I was like, I'm pretty sure we can outrun her. If I see her start to go, excuse me. By the time she gets to the end of that row, we're gone. Yeah, I'm not getting stabbed for nobody at a game. Just saying. I mean, that's an easy one to avoid. So the Falcons have the easiest schedule of everybody. The Saints after that, and then the Texans. So, but they sure figured this out pretty fast, Keon. Who sat down and figured this stuff out?
What is it? The NFL research organization. Essentially, they crunch all the numbers. They pull up the win-loss percentages.
Do they consider this when they're doing the schedule?
No, because that's a different group of people. With the schedule, that's an entire separate arm of the NFL. These are the guys that just crunch the numbers. They'll put out different stats on the National Football
Some of this
League.
don't seem fair. The Eagles have the toughest schedule, and they just lost the Super Bowl. And the Chiefs have the mid-range. They're right in the middle of the pack with their strength of schedule.
Yeah, because you get, obviously you play in your division. The NFC East is pretty tough. And then you have, I believe, a couple of out-of-conference games that you play, out-of-division games that you play the best team from that division when they.
See, I think if you win the Super Bowl, you should have the hardest schedule the next season.
Yeah,
but you can't
if you
guarantee
suck
that
by the Cardinals, like the Cardinals do, You should not have the 11th most difficult schedule.
But the
I'm
thing
sorry.
is, a lot of the out of division games, they've already decided those games in
I don't
advance.
care. Change it.
And then you play in your division. If your division is tough, that's obviously going to affect your strength of schedule.
Yeah.
The games that you play 2 times a year, it's just going to be tougher.
Our new texter has chosen his texter nickname. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Slim Pickens Hat to the text line.
Slim Pickens Hat.
Now I got to look up what Slim Pickens Hat looks like. That is a unexpected and unique name, and I love it. Welcome to the show, Slim Pickens Hat. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back and we'll get caught up on the text line. But I got a lot of NFL stuff to talk to you guys about. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Juice Reel, the betting intelligence tool that's making better bettors. Open the App Store and get your hands on Juice Reel. Start betting smarter. Juice, R-E-E-L. Juice Reel. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
The ever-changing odds on the NBA championship. The Boston Celtics are the betting favorites to win the trophy at plus 165, but now the Los Angeles Lakers are the second betting favorite after taking a 3-1 lead Monday against Golden State. They are at plus 400. The Denver Nuggets, the top team in the Western Conference, are plus 440. The Phoenix Suns in a series with Denver at plus 650. Philadelphia plus 800. Golden State now down 3-1 are plus 1,600 to repeat. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Take as little as 3 minutes to see if you could save on motorcycle insurance with Progressive. Come on, you've spent more time than that thinking about helmets with faces on them.
I should get a new helmet. Ooh, maybe I'll get one of those ones that looks like a face with painted teeth and eyebrows, you know? Oh, that always looks so cool. People are like, whoa, is that a person with 2 faces? Oh, no, it's a helmet and 1 face.
Get a quote in as little as 3 minutes at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Ad paid for by the Sentinel Group. Attention veterans, active duty military, civilians, and contractors. If you were issued earplugs between 1999 and 2015 and were diagnosed with hearing loss or ringing in the ears, you may be entitled to compensation. The manufacturer of these military earplugs recently paid $9.1 million to resolve claims that their earplugs were defective, potentially exposing service members to damaging sound levels that could have resulted in hearing loss or tinnitus. If you or a loved one were issued earplugs and were diagnosed with tinnitus or hearing loss, don't wait. You fought for this country, and our attorneys want to fight for you. Call 800-474-0979 now for a free legal consultation and to see if you may be eligible to file a claim. Time restrictions may apply, and you pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. So call 800-474-0979 now. Again, 800-474-0979. That's 800-474-0979.
Finding great people to hire can be like trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Their powerful matching technology delivers so many qualified candidates. It's like finding a needle in a needle stack. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. For less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com. The golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhalgh and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Now that the draft is in the books, it's that time of the season when the team gets together, to get acquainted.
Let's go. Practice time.
Summer means mini camps, OTAs. Then it's on to preseason. Keep yourself tuned to the station with all the insight, updates, and breaking news when you need to know about the NFL offseason. Remember, if it's the NFL, we talk about it. Your home for NFL news, games, playoffs, and Super Bowl in the Valley. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. I wish I weren't so easily distracted. I'm ready. I got a pile of NFL quarterback stuff to talk about. Then I see this question on the Twitter. This guy I know is like, hey, would you rather have roaches in your house or ghosts in your house? I'm sort of stuck on that one. Oh, my God. Would you rather have roaches or ghosts, Randy? You know? Yeah, creepy crawling roaches all over your kitchen or ghosts like, what would you rather have?
Probably roaches.
I feel like I'd rather have ghosts. I could sleep through ghosts.
Really?
You know? Hey, you put the earplugs in and you're like,
I don't think they let you sleep. That's the thing.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts, but your roaches, that's getting in your food and everything. You know?
They are gross, but I'm kind of with Randy. I think I can kill roaches.
There
are ways to take care of them.
Yeah.
I don't know any exorcists.
I could probably reason with the ghost.
You could reason with them. How are you going to reason with a paranormal entity?
We're just like just have a conversation.
No.
Just say, hey, buddy, what's the problem? What can I do for you? What do you need? What can I get for you?
No.
Hey, why don't you get the hell out? The neighbors love ghosts. Go see them. I could reason with a ghost. You can't reason with a cockroach. And then after the cockroach has been all over the place, laying eggs, ghosts don't lay eggs. And if you do get an exorcist on the ghost is gone. The roaches keep coming back. I feel like I could deal with ghosts more than I could deal with roaches.
Yeah.
I feel like I've dealt with roaches in the past. I'm not trying to reason with the roach. I'm trying to kill you and
kill that with fire.
Yeah. And find different ways to get you to poison your nest and all that so that everybody dies.
Maybe the ghost just needs a little help with something. Open the window so I can creep on the hot neighbor. Like, there you go. There you go.
No,
Done.
I don't know that they do that. I don't think that's the.
Well, you don't know until you talk to them. How do you know what a ghost wants until you talk to them?
I don't think you can talk to them.
How do you know? See, that's the problem. Everybody, they run away and they never even try to talk to these guys.
If you watch those ghost shows, that are always on the TV, you don't hear them talking to like, hey, ghost, how you doing tonight? What are you looking for?
That's because the ghost might not be able to communicate in a frequency you even understand.
No, what you do is you run your tape recorder there, and you're like, hey, ghost, what's going on, man? What can I do for you? I want to help you. Whatever you want, I want to make happen for you. What do you need? And then you take it back and you slow it down. It's like pictures of your wife. No, you're not getting that. Ask for something else. You negotiate with the ghost.
I don't think a ghost would be asking for pictures of your wife. Couldn't a ghost just be there when your wife is?
I know. There's probably somebody on a walkie-talkie.
See what I'm talking about?
That probably was just somebody messing around.
Yeah.
Because ghosts don't have a body. They
somebody's
you don't know until you talk to them.
Some sort of audio device inside your house, and they're trying to fool you right now.
Just talk to the ghost. Give it a shot. Give it a chance.
Not me.
And say, all right, fine. You have it your way. Father Guido Sarducci is going to come over, and he's going to perform an exorcist. And there you go. Roaches always come back. Ghosts don't.
Well, but ghosts are harder to get rid of generally. I mean, they're just the spirit is just attached
that's
to a
a good
place.
point right there.
And a lot of times they're attached to a place because they're malevolent. So most ghosts aren't nice.
How do you know that?
Just from the ghost stuff I've seen.
You just watch too many damn movies.
Well, yeah, that's the only thing I know about ghosts.
Yeah.
I've never encountered an actual ghost. So
I don't think they always have to be like mean. And even then, I have less guilt. Get out of here, you ghost. I'll exercise your ass right here. Tia says, my dad woke me up by pulling on my legs a week after he passed. I'd rather deal with the ghost because I know he'll protect me. See, that's the other thing. Sometimes these ghosts, these spirits, they're the people who love you and care about you, or they're just like they're all right. They're like, if I were a ghost, I'd be messing with people too for fun.
When I was
doesn't mean I'm evil.
Maybe not. All I know is when I was in Chattanooga, there were like 29 spots in Chattanooga that are supposedly haunted and all that. And each and every single one of those ghosts is not a good entity there.
All right.
They're not. Did you have the opportunity to meet some of them?
I did not. No, there was one. I was dared to go to one of these places and spend the night, which I was totally willing to do because I'm not superstitious at all. And then I basically was begged by a friend of mine who is very superstitious to not go because She didn't want me to die.
And don't bring that back with you.
She's like, no, I don't want you to die. And I'm like, I'm not going to. I don't believe in ghosts.
You know,
I don't think a ghost can kill you.
So I don't think they're always bad. And sure, most things in the South are bad. So I don't blame you. But, you know, most things are not bad. There's just got to be a balance of things for the ghosts. But roaches are always bad. When have you ever been like, yay, roaches?
Never.
That's great.
Never. But the time that I was actually able to, use all the methods of like the fogging and making poison traps and all this other stuff. And then they just weren't there anymore. That felt really good.
Yeah, and then your place smelled weird. Fish Tank says, what if your ghosts turn out to be awesome roommates, you know? Maybe they just love cleaning or being quiet. Maybe it's your grandma, you know? Sure beats a cockroach if you ask me.
Yeah, well, just the worst case ghost scenario is worse than the worst case roach scenario.
What about if the cockroaches are friendly cockroaches, though?
There's no such thing as friendly cockroaches.
No, I beg to differ. What if you can train them? And there's flea circus. What if you could train the cockroaches to have a cockroach circus?
Worst case ghost is evil. Worst case roach is just a roach.
Nobody wants to see a cockroach circus.
That's a can of
What are
rape.
you talking about? I bet anybody in the fourth dimension, if I could get a dozen or so cockroaches together, the big sewer ones, those big ones, and you train them up, and they could do like a high flying trapeze act. And maybe shoot one out of a cannonball. You see what I'm saying? Or out of the cannon. And maybe the bicycle riders, the clown car with all the cockroaches in it. See, this is like a natural thing. We can make $1 million on this.
No,
Jeffrey.
there ain't no
$1
weed.
million.
You're on your own. Nope, you go get your own damn roaches. I want nothing to do with it. I'll stick with the ghosts. Heavy Metal Maniac says, I had a roach problem in my apartment when I first moved in. I read about diatomaceous earth. I put that stuff down and them suckers have been long gone. I eradicated them roaches.
Yep.
That's what you put in your pool too. You're supposed to put that. I didn't know any better. I opened up and I changed the filter in my pool and I was like, what's all this sand doing in here? So I scooped it out and I threw it away.
No.
I keeps reminding me, I got to get some more and pour it back in there. Navy Devil says, what about ghouls? We're not talking about ghouls. We're talking about ghosts or roaches.
Not ghouls. Yeah.
King Kitten says, hey, Keon, there's a movie from the 80s called The Entity Psycho Thriller. Check it out. Hefty Lefty says, the worst case of cockroach was in Men in Black. Yeah, that's true.
That's a good point.
That is true.
That's true. That is the worst case scenario of cockroaches.
Well, that's a haunted cockroach.
Fish Tank says, I never saw Casper the Friendly Roach. That's true. Also true. There's no friendly
ghost out there. There's no friendly ghost anywhere.
Yes, there are.
No.
Yes, there are. Mr. Pringle says, you ever see the movie Joe's Apartment? I'll take the roaches. Never saw that movie. Let's see. The Tom says, Art Bell would be so proud of this conversation. What a throwback to Coast. We were just missing the ABBA SOS song right now, aren't we? Nurse Scratchet says, Happy Nurses Week. Pour me one, please. Absolutely.
Yeah. What's your flavor?
Yeah, that's a good point. What would you like to drink? Whiskey or beer? Cardinal Art says, in the words of the great Truman Irsay, love to see Jeff go. Randy, scotch me a little bit of grandma's medicine cabinet, please, right there. Oh, Lord. Twittiot says, is it safe to guess Sweet Monkey Meat is off the texture name list? No, I think Sweet Monkey Meat's still available out there.
Sure.
Fighting Wampa says, Sweet Monkey Meat is good, but greedy quarterback whore, that's better words to eat.
Thank you.
So can I read you the synopsis of Joe's apartment?
Okay, let's hear it.
A nice guy has just moved to New York and discovers that he must share his rundown apartment with a couple thousand singing, dancing cockroaches.
Oh, boy.
And that sounds terrible. No, thank you.
Wow.
Just no, thank you.
What do you mean I sound like a baby carrot shark, Swave Dave? Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, singing, dancing, and singing. Is this a cartoon?
It's not a cartoon. It's a live action.
And they make the roaches sing and dance.
Well, it is New York City. I mean,
that's true. I mean, they always wanted to be on Broadway.
A lot of Broadway performers there.
Prison Wallet says, a new low for conversation, ghost or roach. I'm sorry. I got distracted by it. Couldn't help myself. And now we've done that. Slim Pickens Hat says, thanks for letting me. Whoops, hold on here. Actually, he shows the picture from Blazing Saddles. Slim Pickens, his hat. All right. Why his hat specifically? I'm very curious.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Against the Spread says, my prediction. Oh, boy, here we go. Hold on. This is important. My prediction for the Cardinal season is pain, like Clubber Lang. This could be the first year that they could have games blacked out in State Farm Stadium. They must be taking a beating on season ticket sales because only a fool would sign up to pay 8 miserable Sundays. Matter of fact, if my kids talk trash to me, I'll tell them, hey, I'll get Cardinals tickets for Christmas. That'll shut you up real quick. Yeah, that's a threat.
Yeah.
That is a threat.
Against the spread? Yeah.
Whiskey Neat for Nurse Scratchit, please. Whiskey Neat.
Oh.
King Kitten says, Sweet Monkey Meat says, yeah, that would be a good texture nickname. Happy Lefty says, would you really want to deal with Casper's, whining ass every day? You can't even punish that child when it gets annoying. I would just hold up a Bible and say, I know the spell. And he'd be like, oh, sorry. There's a way to deal with it. Thousands of singing cockroaches, says Hefty Lefty. Didn't realize there are that many Kardashians and Jenners out there.
Oh, damn. Straight fire.
Straight fire. Nicely done. Rough Rob says, I had a ghost in my house as a surprise, had all my doors closed upstairs, the balloons downstairs, and somehow they'd end up upstairs all the time. I got putter there. I think it means I got out of there. Yeah. Wow. So, okay. You had balloons downstairs, closed all the doors upstairs, and then at some point, all the balloons would suddenly be upstairs. That sounds like fun. That's like somebody trying to set up a party for you, Rough Rob. I don't see what the problem is with that ghost.
What kind of putter did you leave there, Rough Rob?
No, he got out of there. I think
he said putter.
I know he didn't say putter. It just, Boomer Sooner thinks that he's the only one we give a hard time to. All right, so let's talk some NFL quarterbacks. Gotta tell you, Justin Fields, that is an inspiration. He went, he didn't need to finish his degree at Ohio State, but he says, you know what? I promised my mama I'm going to do it. And he did it. And he showed up and he got his diploma just the other day.
Congratulations. Good for him.
Because he left in his junior year. So, he had some more work to do there. And he just wanted to make sure that he got that done, and he did. So a lot of respect for that. And I think he's going to have a great year this year, by the way.
I think so too. I think that they did a fantastic job in the draft, getting him weapons, getting him offensive line in particular. That Darnell Wright pick was such a fantastic pick. And then, every year he's gotten better. As much as people doubt him, Justin Fields from year 1 to year 2 was a gigantic leap. And I expect another leap from him this year.
Fighting Wampa, that is the worst thing I've ever seen. I can't even say what you've sent me. This guy had something tattooed on his arm. It ain't right. It ain't right.
No.
And that's a good tattoo artist, though. I'll tell you that much. So Kelvin Beachum thought maybe he was going to be leaving. And he says, I'll tell you something else about the Kyler Murray. Little guy needs to grow up a bit. And they're like, hey, Kelvin, we'll give you some money if you want to stay. Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah. Oops. So now he's called out Kyler Murray, saying he needs to grow up a little bit. And now he's got to see him at the facility. Not sure how that whole thing is going to work out.
I'm thinking Kelvin Beachum will be just fine.
Kelvin Beachum is what is he? He's 6'3", 308 pounds. I think he'll be fine.
It'll be like the Jamie Foxx commercial where he grabs the apple box and steps on it so he can top to Kevin Garnett.
Yeah. And then he flips it again because the other side makes him just slightly taller.
Still not good enough. Yeah, I think that might happen. But here's the thing. Kelvin Beachum's like, it's no big deal. He says, we're grown men in the locker room. I think that might have been a dig too. I think we're grown men in an NFL locker room.
No, I see what you did there.
Yeah. He says, he says that grown men quite a few times. And I think he's trying to still dig on him. He says, I think grown men have to have grown men conversations. It's part of the game. So it's basically like, I don't give a crap who he is. I'll say what I want to him. And I think Kyler Murray should let him just let the Wookiee win.
This is not a situation where this is a receiver talking trash and you can just ignore him or lock him out of the offense. This is a tackle. He didn't care.
I think if Kelvin Beachum says to me, I need to grow up a little bit, I'm going to listen to what he has to say. I'm going to ask him something like, what do you mean by that statement? Not to incite a physical confrontation. I want to know what is on his mind where he says to me, I need to grow up a little bit. I want to hear what he has to say. And I hope Kyler Murray does too. I hope he goes up to Kelvin Beachum and I hope he asks him the simple question. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, well, that's what a man would do. I wonder what Kyler will do. 888-368-1580. And one last note on Slim Pickens. This is true. Last Optimist says Slim Pickens showed up in his cowboy duds to the set of Dr. Strangelove. Director thought he'd already been to wardrobe, so he put him in the shot wearing his street clothes. That shot of him riding the nuke, waving his cowboy hat like he was riding a Bronco is iconic. And those were his clothes. That's funny.
That's pretty cool.
All right, we got to take a break. We come back. More NFL quarterbacks plus Big George's sports history. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Progressive covers pets in our auto policy at no extra charge. Now, let's see what your dog has to say.
As a dog, I think Progressive's auto pet policies. Oh, what is that? That's just my tail. Weird. Anyway, Progressive protects. There it is again. See? This is why I need protection. I'm so distracted. Nope, that is still my tail.
Progressive Auto Insurance covers pets for up to $1,000 in a car accident at no extra charge. And we think your dog would say that's great too. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Coverage for cats and dogs included with the purchase of collision coverage and subject to policy terms.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal, the sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us. From the feelings that move us to the places that pull us on the roads that unite us. With nearly 6,000 stores and over 17,000 auto care centers, Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
Hey everybody, it's Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. For years, I've been telling you about refinancing, new home loans, all the great stuff that the Lund Mortgage Team can help you with from start to finish. Now, things have gotten a little crazy, right? The rates were bouncing all over the place. Now they're officially higher than they've been in a long time. And now more than ever, I think it's important to have a mortgage professional that has been there, done that. Any Yahoo can sell you a mortgage when it's 2.75%. Those people are going away. The real professionals are the ones that are staying in business and helping their clients through this kind of tough time out there as far as mortgage rates are concerned. Those people are the Lund Mortgage Team. Matt Oliver, Lisa Lund, they've owned this team for a long time, over 2 decades in the Valley. They are the best in the business, and they will walk you through the process, whether it's refinancing now or probably more importantly, a new home loan. Let them do all the heavy lifting for you. Call today, 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940. or online, lundmortgage.com.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Will Shakespeare here. Back in my day, I invented over 1,700 slang words like swagger, bedazzled, and my personal favorite, besmirch. But even I have trouble understanding slang words like yeet or bougie or
this is fire.
Actually, it is extremely smooth Shakespeare vodka.
Okay, boomer.
See what I mean? But there is one word that describes the pure quadruple distilled spirit crafted from an 8th century Polish recipe the first time you try it.
So lit.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Shakespeare vodka. So lit.
If it's local, we talk about it. 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic. The Fanatic.
Hey, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Trying to talk some NFL quarterbacks here. These people want to talk about roaches and ghosts. It's well, it's my fault, but still, the world's just trying to distract me all the time, Randy.
Happens, Jeffco. It happens.
Hefty Lefty says, pitter patter, don't leave your putter. Wise words. Very wise words. 888-368-1580. I want to talk about Cam Newton's hair because Cam Newton wants to talk about Cam's Newton hair. He says his hair is the reason he can't get a job. And it's
his hair?
Yeah, he says it's been hinted, and I'm not changing. People have hinted to where they say, Cam, we want you to go back to the clean cut 2015 Cam, but that was different me, he says. He says, Cam, you're starting to scare people with how you look. Now, does anybody actually care about his hair? He's doing a thing where he's got like it's all sticky uppy. He
actually Cam Newton has the same hair that I do, except that I pull it apart to kind of just keep them separate. He just kind of lets it all bunched together. So it's
So yours could go straight up if you wanted it.
yeah.
Like
If I stopped
yeah,
pulling them apart, then some of them will just start
going
defying
their own way,
gravity.
right?
Yeah.
Well, do you think this has anything to do with him not getting to be a quarterback?
No. And
I worry if the helmet's going to, work on.
Well,
that.
I mean,
I actually said it on Twitter the other day that there is discrimination about that when it comes to black people and certain hairstyles and what's considered professional and not professional. But Cam had that hair, and Bill Belichick signed him to be a quarterback. So
okay,
that can't possibly be the excuse. I think that
No.
the reason Cam's not a quarterback is that his arm is done.
Yeah,
he can't throw like a
He's-
15-yard out. He can't throw that anymore.
he has more muscle in his hair, I think, than he has in his arm now.
Yeah, I
he
mean,
could throw a
it's-
ball farther with one of his dreadlocks.
Unfortunately for him, his shoulder when he got hit got destroyed, and even though he's had it surgically repaired, it's not even close to the same thing. And Cam Newton's arm strength always offset the fact that he was never the most accurate quarterback, but he doesn't even have the arm strength anymore. So like, what does he have?
Do you think that he has to just convince himself it's not because he's done? Maybe is he convincing us or himself?
Cam's had to like get out of some rough places growing up. He grew up in a rough part of Atlanta. He's always believed in himself, and he's always bet on himself. So the idea that there's something wrong with him that's stopping him from being successful is probably something that I don't think he can really wrap his mind around, even though that's exactly what the case is.
I just I don't understand a world where somebody would discriminate against you for your hair.
But it happens.
I like to think that everybody will hire somebody based on their ability and their smarts and their demeanor. Not their hair. It's unless you're like casting roles in TV shows or movies or something like that. I mean, if he's thinking about being a TV talking head, the hair is even more interesting. I feel like that actually helps you on the football field. It's not going to hurt you. Nobody cares about your hair as long as it doesn't interfere with the equipment, I guess. I don't know. I mean, how much hair is too much hair for a helmet?
Well, none, because they'll just adjust the size of the helmet. So that can't possibly be it.
You're not good enough being a roster, Cam. That's the reason, not your hair.
It's just
the name Troy Polamalu come to mind?
Oh, he's all came out the back.
Yeah.
That's not the same.
Larry Fitzgerald.
But theirs came out the back of the helmet. Cam's is all sticky uppy up here, and you put a helmet on there.
Well, it folds down, I'm sure.
I don't know. Do you think it would fold down?
It did when he was in New England.
Well, you didn't have this hair. This hair is like it's crazier than it used to be.
Yeah, it's longer. But if you put it in a helmet, it'll fit.
Yeah, it's. I was just looking at
extra padding, no concussion.
It's similar to what he had in New England, just a bit longer. That's all. Probably a little thicker, maybe.
Cam Newton, you're not fooling us, but hopefully you're just fooling yourself.
And I think it's working.
I think it's sad. He's a 33-year-old man who's got a great amount of wealth, and he has nothing really to focus on.
Well,
he's lost that one thing in life that was his driving factor, and he doesn't have that anymore.
And that happens to a lot of athletes, and I think it's worse for Cam because he didn't expect for his time in the NFL to run out. He's not somebody who retired and chose to walk away and got to come to peace with
even now
leaving the game.
Right. He says, "I don't think I'll ever retire." Well, you don't need to.
Yeah, sometimes it's not up to you.
Yeah,
sometimes it's not up to you.
Randy's Chuckle says they wouldn't hire me at the strip club because I'm bald. As a bouncer or a stripper?
I feel like a bald bouncer is very intimidating. I don't understand that.
Normal. Hook'em Hottie says I could be an exorcist. I brought the demons out of my ex. I think we've all done that. Yeah. All right. So Scott Fitterer, the guy over there at the Panthers, he's like, all right, we've got a plan on how to deal with Bryce Young's height and weight. Oh, this ought to be good.
Hovercraft.
Is it a weight training program?
I love how they're
some weight on her.
Coming out trying to convince you of anything. Kyler Murray's 5'8", and now this guy has got to be 5'8" as well, right? They say 5'10", but they're lying.
I mean, he's right around there, somewhere between 5'8" and 5'10". Like at that height, I don't even know if it matters. The difference in 2 inches isn't helping you at all.
How good is the line for the Panthers right now?
It's okay. Is
it better than the Cardinals line?
Yeah, slightly.
Okay. All right. Well, he's got that going for him. Because I don't know what you can do about that other than nothing. And, but I feel like they're like, oh, yeah, well, as his body matures, he'll add mass. Oh, this kid is so young. And as far as his height, have you ever seen the Brady Bunch? We're going to have him hang on the swing set for at least 3 or 4 hours a day till he stretches out.
3 or 4 hours a day?
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest, I didn't really read the story. I just don't know what their plans for dealing with his height and weight could possibly be, other than I can get you bulked up muscly and weight wise, but your height.
Your height, I mean, that's really going to come down to, what can we do to help you see the middle of the field? What can we do if that's an area where you have problems, which he didn't in college, but that's college. But if you have problems in the middle of the field, how do we cover those particular weaknesses?
They're going to open up throwing lanes, just like what the Cardinals need to do with the itty bitty Kyler Murray.
Well, he also talked about, you got to get that muscle going. It's like, yeah, we look at guys like Tua Tagovailoa. Sorry, did you remember what happened to him last year?
Yeah, but it was his brain. That's not a muscle thing. That's
just saying. No, because this leads you to, again, the offensive line again. And he does know that. He says they're focused on improving the interior of the offensive line to prevent the disruptions that happen straight up the middle on a short quarterback. He says, but if it's really stout in the middle, that'll help Bryce. When you have to adjust so many things for that player, wouldn't it be easier just to get the player you don't have to adjust so many things for? Well, I don't think that Bryce Young is going to be a success.
I think he will be, because
guess who said I don't think Kyler Murray is going to be a success before he was drafted.
Okay, you may be right about that too, but this is a different quarterback, and I like the fact that the dude has
what is different about him and Kyler Murray? They're the same height, so what's different?
They went to different schools.
They went to different schools, but also I like Bryce Young from the neck up better than Kyler Murray. I think he's a better leader. I think he has better passion for the game. He lives in the film room.
Okay.
There will be no clause of that.
So he'll have a better chance of success.
So and those are the things that you drafted him for, is the fact that he knows how to get other guys open with the way that he moves in the pocket. He knows when to escape the pocket. He doesn't escape too early sometimes. Doesn't hold on to the ball too long. Like, the reason why this dude was a high prospect despite everything else was because he literally checks every other box. Except for the arm strength isn't even Kyler's level, but he's so ahead mentally that I think he's worth taking a chance on.
He might do okay, but I don't think he's going to be great. That's my prediction.
Okay.
We got to get this done. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. So I'm glad I got Anthony Richardson. Back in the year 1979, substitute umpire David Pallone ejected the entire St. Louis Cardinal bench when the players threw helmets and bats on the field to protest a call. Due to the umpire strike, the minor league arbitrator worked second base in the Astrodome contest. Later on, Pallone was overheard saying in an umpires meeting that he deliberately stood in front of Cincinnati Reds shortstop Dave Concepcion to interfere with his fielding. Back to me, Jeffrey.
Why would an umpire do that? And then,
he hated the Reds. That's
why would he admit to that?
Well, he was in a meeting. He didn't think anybody would care, and he was a fill-in. He just didn't care. This guy did not care, and he's like, I just hate the Reds. That's all. That's all there is to it.
People like that need to be off the field.
I don't think he was ever on the field again, to be honest. I don't think he ever worked.
He just had one moment, and he decided, you know what? I'm going to screw over everybody.
He's like, I got mine out of it. I'm happy.
And if I'm Davey Concepcion, I go up there and physically move him out of the way.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't think he ever had to worry about him again. Hefty Lefty says, I saw a historical documentary, Muppet Treasure Island, about back in the pirate days. They had a device called the rack, and it was used to make Gonzo about 4 feet taller.
Yeah.
You got to get Bryce on that rack.
On the rack.
Kyler Murray on there, too.
Yeah.
They have a surgery,
Yeah.
They have a surgery for these short guys where they break your legs and they separate the bone, and then they put rods there, and it can get you a couple of inches taller.
I don't think, what you gain in height, you now lose in the proper function of your legs.
And every time you go through the thing at the airport,
that's a good point.
But I don't know. If I were a little shorty, I might think about something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. If I were a little shorty,
I don't know. I just roll with your height. Just like yourself, man. If you're short, just own it.
Be who you are, man.
But you
It's
can't
cheaper.
be is an NFL quarterback.
Well, you're going to have your struggles. Yeah.
Well, two of them have made it.
Who?
Kyler Murray and Bryce. Bryce Young.
He made nothing.
I mean, they
Well,
are actually NFL quarterbacks.
No,
They
what I'm
are
saying
NFL.
is,
win
something. Win something.
Doug Flutie made it. He
He
was
was like
shorty.
He was like 6 feet.
No, he was not.
No,
5'11"?
no,
No.
5'10"?
5'9".
Just keep going down. Doug
Not as
Flutie-
short as Kyler
Correct.
Murray.
No, yes, he was.
Kyler Murray short.
Go back and look at
Kyler Murray short.
I watched
I've seen Flutie in commercials with the big hurt.
I watched the football life of Doug Flutie that they had on the NFL Network. Doug Flutie was tiny. He was a small man.
Did he win a Super Bowl?
No.
Oh, see there, but he just proved my point.
But he played in a time where teams didn't even want to take a chance. So he was just taking advantage of his opportunities. And anytime he got one,
it's listed 5'10".
Yeah, they always say that, but they're 5'8".
Yeah, I mean, like 5'10" is just kind of like the cutoff of just okay. At this point, it doesn't even matter. The difference between 5'8" and 5'10" at an NFL level is you're tiny. That's what you're tiny.
It's funny. Flutie looks bigger in them boner commercials, doesn't he? You don't look 5'8", though.
Well, it is a boner commercial.
Well, he's standing next to the big hurt, and they look about the same height. Or is he standing on an apple box like Jamie Foxx?
Oh, that could be. Yeah.
It's been a weird show.
That's true.
It's only Tuesday. I didn't get to talk about nearly as many NFL quarterbacks as I wanted, but anyway, well, it's a tight. It's not tight. Phillies are beating the Celtics. Hopefully, the Suns will be beating the Denver guys.
Nuggets.
Thank you. It's the Daily Blender, 1580 The Fanatic.
Ad paid for by the Sentinel Group. Attention veterans, active duty military.